Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good afternoon. I hope everybody is having it's a holiday here in Massachusetts. It's Columbus Day, aka Indigenous Peoples Day. So the kids don't have school. And actually, I have a birthday party to bring my daughter to in a little while. Around 3 it starts. So I'll be here for about maybe 2 hours or so. Maybe a little bit less than 2 hours. We'll see. I'm waiting for my neighbor to get back to me to tell me what time we're supposed to be leaving because I'm, obviously riding with her. So, but it's not going to be a huge, long live like we did the other day. I was not expecting to go as long as we did the other yesterday. It was a very long one, but it was a good one. Thank you, Emily, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I should probably put the QR code up, right, for all of you iPhone users that can't. So Murder by Maestro made us this QR code. And it's for iPhone users because with an Android, you can buy a membership, you can gift memberships, you can do super chickers. I always do that. Stickers or super chats. You can't do that with an iPhone for some reason. An Android lets you, but an iPhone won't let you buy a membership. So for my iPhone users, you can use the QR code and put me on the TV and scan it with your phone. You use your camera on your phone and you scan that QR code and that little funny looking square box thing. And it should bring you right to where you can buy a membership. There are 3 or 4 tiers of membership. And so you can buy your membership there or you can gift your membership. As you guys know, I've been pumping out shorts. I put a bunch of shorts out today. I've been working hours and hours at this computer, sitting here with my butt going numb, doing shorts and trying to make merch and trying to grow this channel. And we have been growing. Thank God. We're closer to 3,000 now. That's the next goal. The little next goal is to get the next 320 people and hit the 3,000 mark there. But we're chugging along. We are chugging along. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I have noises now. You guys, I totally forgot. We have a train whistle. So we're chugging along. I forgot we had noises. So yeah, if you guys weren't here yesterday, Ashley had a dead turtle sent to her in a jar. In a box. Where they used a fake FedEx label. So they didn't actually ship it, they dropped it off. But they made large mistakes like where they dropped it off. There's cameras there. So we're gonna find out who did it. And it's a federal offense as well, because even though you didn't really ship it, you used fake labels and you boxed it up like it was mail. So that's still a federal offense. And God knows what else they're going to charge you with. So if I were you, that was really stupid to do that. Just you're well aware, doing things like that to me will just make me hit the gas. That is not a threat. I'm not going to stop sticking up for the victims. I'm not going to remain silent and I'm not going to go away. I'm not. Everybody obviously can speak for themselves. Hey, stinky face. I got the desk yesterday. It's outside. It's outside this door. I have to rearrange this room for it to fit. So, I'm going to have to do that today, later on today and tomorrow. So it'll probably take a couple days before my desk is up, but I am so excited to have it because then I won't have this little table where everything's touching each other and I can't even put the speakers up here and it's a whole shit show. So next time, one day I'll have this background and the next it'll be different. I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I like my signs. So I'm trying to figure out how exactly I can set this desk up so that I still have like the wall behind me. We'll figure it out. It's an L-shaped desk, right? I wanted a little bit of storage. So it's got like 2 drawers, but we'll see. But I am so freaking happy to have the desk. You have no idea, Grave. I appreciate it so much. Without you, I would not have it. And now I can really have some space to actually work and not be like this all cramped up and hoping that one of the screens doesn't fall over, because that's what just recently happened. When my screens fell over because I bumped the table with my leg while I was getting up off the chair and it cracked and broke the screen. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Whole shit show. So now that can't happen again. It won't happen again with the desk. So thank freaking God. And I say, I thank you very much, because without you, again, we would not have said desk. So pretty happy about that. Well, it's also going to take me a couple days to figure out how to put it together. Good Good afternoon. Again, thank you, Emily, for becoming a member, my friend. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Scorpio, Jesse. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Emily. All right. Oh, shorts, how you found me? Interesting. Hey, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Girl, listen, I'm hot mess express right now. My hair is still drying from getting out of the shower. And I'm a weird mix of Puerto Rican, Irish, Congolese. And so my hair is very, well, A, dry, but B, like I stuck my finger in a light socket, but I don't like to put a lot of product in my hair because I have psoriasis on my scalp. And so it affects my scalp. So what I do is I just let my hair air dry. So right now, this is, my air drying, don't care. And my roots, obviously, as you guys can see, need to be done desperately. But I have the dye for that. Thank God. Box dye for that. But I'm letting it air dry before I flat iron it before I go. And so it's looking a little crazy right now. So it's okay though, because I'm a mother of 3 daughters. So I'm allowed to look crazy. I'm like, I have my librarian look going today. Shh. Quiet in the library. So my husband says, he says, I look like a librarian. Yeah, it is horrifying. They are not a smart criminal. I'll tell you that much. They were not a smart freaking criminal. Hey, Willow. Yes. Hey, Becca. And I'm glad you found us from a short. That's funny. So yeah, I just started doing shorts, but I'm like, I have to grow this channel. What's a good way to try? A little bit more merch. Do some shorts. Shorts take a long time to make. They're a pain in the freaking ass, but I guess they're working, right? We got a couple people that did find us from shorts, so I love that. I do, girl. Listen, it is a total frizzy fro. A total frizzy fro. It's a little cray cray. It's a little cray cray. All right. Before I get into debunking the BS lies from last night, right? From last night, let's just get this over with, right? I want to take a second before we do all this rigmarole that we're going to do today in the show to pop this up and say we are 100% independent. There are no, other content creators like Aidan hovering over us and telling us what we can talk about, what we can't talk about, what we should shut up about, what we shouldn't shut up about. There is no network, corporate backing, sponsors. We have none of that. We are independent completely of all of that. It is just me. So there is nobody who's going to quiet me or tell me to shut up. Every single stream you see, every, clip, every piece of merch, all of it, the hours of editing, the fact checking, the fight to expose these people, the speaking for the victims who can't speak for themselves, all because of you guys, right? Without your donations, that's not possible. So I appreciate it more than any of you know. Being a small channel is a very large it's like a monkey on your back, because being a big creator, you get that steady stream because you have, thousands and thousands of people who are watching, thousands of members, thousands of people who are donating. With a small channel, it is not that easy, unfortunately. So we grind and we grind hard, but without your help, it is not possible. So when you donate, it's not just money for me, right? We have not even, it's truth bombs at this point. Every dollar goes to dealing with what we're dealing with and helping us keep this channel going so that voices are no longer silenced. There is somebody who can speak for these people. We can go over cases and say things that maybe a corporate overlord doesn't want us to say, or maybe a defense attorney doesn't want us to say, or maybe the prosecutor doesn't want us to say, but it's the truth, right? Bottom line, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So those are truth bombs. Your donations are truth bombs. We have now started putting out the little boom noise when we get a donation. I love it. It's amazing. But those truth bombs, those donations is a message to the people trying to silence independent voices like this. That you don't own the truth. We do. We're not going to buy your bullshit lies anymore. Your mouth is giving lies that your butt can't cash. And so you just keep spewing them. Keep spewing them and spewing them and spewing them, and people like me have to correct them. Otherwise, innocent people are victimized and harassed and smeared, and it's not okay. It is not okay. So every time one of you hits that Cash App or Venmo or PayPal or the link in the top of the chat that we have pinned there that you can use your credit or debit card for, you're basically saying, I believe in independent media. I believe in speaking for victims who can't speak for themselves. And I believe in exposing someone who is lying and harming other people. And that goes back to the sewer squad, which is multiple content creators sort of pandering and hiding behind Turtleboy because, well, they have to do what the master says or they lose money. So you are the reason I can sit here and say what other people are too afraid to say. All of you are. So if you want to help that keep going and you want to help me keep digging into this shit, the corruption, the cover-ups, the lies, the sort of fake accounts that are used in a way to get people to shut up by putting out pictures of their family or their friends or where they live or where they work. There are a bunch of places to do it. It doesn't matter the size of the donation. It's another truth bomb that they can't bury, bottom line. So we are the hashtag Truth Squad at this point, and we don't back the fuck down. So we have an Amazon wish list. It's in the description in the video. And then we have all of these options here. And you can also do super chats and super stickers and get yourself a membership. You can gift memberships to other people who don't have them. I actually love when people do that because it's amazing. I missed you yesterday, Deidre. There you are, darling. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, changing your bell notifications from some to all so you get every notification when I go live. That will help you know when I am here. Oh, thank you, Grace. I appreciate that. So I'm going to take the big one down. I only like to do the whole reminding people about how to donate, when to donate, all those things. In the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end. So I'm going to take the big one down. There is a little ticker down here below Grace's comment. It's purple and it scrolls by and has all the information on it. Again, it's also in the description of the video here on YouTube, and including the link that's here in our chat that's at the top that's pinned there. That you can use that for credit and debit. So for those of you on, Twitter, you can always find all that information in there. So yesterday, after we weren't live anymore, I had two or three truth bombs that were sent to me after I was not live anymore. I see people watching the replay of it. Oh, my chair is always rubbing up. I can't wait to put this desk together. God damn it. I moved the chair back because I bumped the table and I didn't, want that to happen again. But damn, now it's like, now the chair's hitting the wall and, okay, all right, that's better. That's goddamn better. All right. So anyway, so I got two, maybe three, truth bomb donations when I wasn't live anymore yesterday. And it's funny because those are the ones that catch me off guard, but at the same time, you're like, oh, somebody's watching it on a replay. It just feels good, right? It feels good that somebody's watching at that moment. And they're like, a lot of people don't like to donate if they're not live. Like if I'm not live and they're not live with me. So when they choose to be able to watch it later and then donate, I'll be doing, dishes or whatever with the kids outside and it'll just come through and I'll be like, oh, like someone was watching my live and appreciated it enough to send that, right? They were both anonymous. They wanted to remain anonymous, which is totally okay. But there was one $25 one and then there was $100 one yesterday, which actually helped me pay my phone bill this morning. So I appreciate that very, very much. It just goes to show too, how fast money goes out before it comes in. So I appreciate those people who, and there was a third one. That's right. From Qbert, who was here yesterday. I know who that is, but I've known Qbert for a little bit now. But Qbert also sent over, I think it was either $10 or $11. Don't quote. I think it was 11. Oh, it was 11. That's right, because Make a Wish 11. And Qbert's daughters watch me. So hi to Qbert's daughters. They know who they are. So it was 3 that came through. So I was trying to remember off the top of my head. I'm not good with that. Oh, Ashley sends $10 as the first donation of today for a truth bomb, folks. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we're starting this train. We are starting this freaking train. All right. Hello, darling. Yeah, way too long. No damn consequences. Oh, happy birthday, Jax. Happy fur baby birthday to Jax. Aw. Oh, someone on the Glyer announced that I'm best friends with Esty. Oh, that's cool. No, she was here yesterday and was in the chat. And so God forbid you talk to someone, right? Right? God forbid you talk to someone that used to be on the other side or is on the other side of the Kearney. God forbid you be a civil, normal human being. And just because you don't agree on one thing doesn't mean that you don't agree on a lot of other stuff, right? Most of your family and friends in real life probably have a different religion, different favorite color, different, music artist that they like. It's probably not going to match. Does that mean you need to be like us versus them? You like the color blue, I like the color pink, or us versus them, you like country, I like rap, or us versus them, you are, into Buddhism and you're a Catholic? I mean, what kind of insane nonsense that's what I mean. Like, for it to be normal for people for that even to be a topic of a conversation. Oh my God, SD and Elise talk. Yes, we do. And I am proud to say so, because I'll have a conversation with anyone. Maybe getting to know people is not such a foreign concept. Just saying, right? And I'll tell you this. When people weren't coming together, Aidan was getting away with this shit and getting away with it and getting away with it and getting away with it. Why? Because anybody who was coming out of the cult was sort of shunned. Like, oh, you were in this free Kieran Reed movement. So, you're coming out of it. You're realizing you're a cult, but you know what? Fuck you anyway. You suck. Oh, okay, we could do that. But what good did that do? None, really. Hold on a second, guys. My little... Thank you, baby. Welcome. Sorry, guys. It's not a foreign concept, right? What happened when we did that? Nothing. Because these are people who are realizing that they're sort of coming out of a cult. If you start shunning people who realize that they're coming out of a cult, they have nobody to turn to, right? And a lot of us, to be fair, fell for it in the beginning too, was in that position. And if people just shunned us, where would we be? I just don't think it's fair, right? I don't think that's right. We don't really know these people. We know what they did when they were a part of that cult, but maybe, just maybe, right? Maybe, just maybe, they started figuring shit out. And maybe, just maybe, right? They were doing things and saying things that they wouldn't normally say and do, because that's kind of what happens when you're in a cult. And people who are in cults don't realize they're in cults until they're out of them. I mean, let's be human here. Let's be human. That's awesome, Grace. Yeah, YouTube takes a large cut. They want their money. They want their money. Oh, girl, listen, you don't got to apologize to me. I hear you. I used to watch Diane Keaton movies all the time when I was younger with my mom. Oh yeah, there was a plane crash in Dartmouth this morning, and two people passed away. I mean, I didn't hear about that until Ashley told me this just right before the show here. I got a text message from her, and I was reading it as my, thing goes. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. That's just crazy to me, Oh. Yep, I have a hotel room. You like my hotel room? Isn't it amazing? My neighbor's yard is apparently part of a hotel. Here's my fence. Hotels have fences that look like that, apparently. I mean, is this a real fucking question? Really though. It's like a real question. Talk to me when you have a terminally ill child and a biological dad who's passing away that you help care for. You know what? I don't even need to explain myself to you. I'm done with like trolls, right? This is my job. If you don't like it, the door's over there. Bye. Bye. The truth will set you free. It will. Right? Like, I don't know. You realize that moms, never mind moms with kids, right? But moms in general work like 5 full-time jobs just being a mom. We're a therapist, we're a doctor, we're a teacher. Like there's no time off as a mom, right? And then add in the mix your child having all these issues, being blind now and you know, using a wheelchair once in a while because she's so stiff with all the arthritis throughout her entire body and losing all of her hair from the medications and having surgeries and having a G tube that feeds her. And like, what in the actual fuck would give you the audacity to talk about anybody else's life, job, family, or anything else for that fucking matter? This is my job. YouTube is my job. YouTube is my job. My stream is my job. If you don't like that, the door's over there. Right? Period. It works for my schedule of having to be home, and I would like to make an income. So I get to do 2 things at once here. Find something that fits my very busy schedule and be able to be a caregiver. I also have other children besides a sick one. Okay. So the fact that anybody has anything to say about anything really kind of irks me because it's like, who the fuck are you? Who the actual fuck are you? Why don't you worry about what you're doing? Not what I'm doing. Right? I feel like it's a jealousy issue. Like you're jealous that I'm able to be home with my children where I need to be. Never mind the fact that I have some very serious health issues, you know, and a lot of them. I'm disabled myself, dude. I have PTSD, you know, myocarditis, tinnitus, arthritis, psoriasis, liver issues I was born with. The list pots, the list goes on and on and on, right? It's yeah, liar. I'm just a big fat friggin' liar. Esther is more than welcome here. But that's the thing, right? Like that's what I'm talking about. Aw, your puppies are so cute, Grave. I just saw a picture of them yesterday and I was like, oh my God, they're so stinking cute. I mean, that's the thing. If you're gonna hate like that, cool. But I feel like it's jealousy at this point. You know, I feel like it's a jealousy issue. Because why else would you just you know what I mean? Are you jealous? You know? You're jealous? I mean, it's sad. It's sad, right? It's sad because that means that you have nothing better to do but then disparage other people. She is a good person. You know, if people got to know her, they would know that, you know? Yes, Ashley's here. And I talked to her yesterday. The emojis, yeah, the emojis do help. Well, that's the problem, right? Because they send these little trolls over. And again, I don't know if that's really rogue or if it's just someone pretending to be rogue. Either way, I really don't give a fuck, to be honest with you, because anybody that has to come here and question, this is my job. Does anybody complain about any other content creators and it being their job? They started exactly where I had to start, from zero, and you got to work for it. And I work for it. That's for damn sure. And so they get mad. They get mad that I'm correcting said lies. So they have to come here and they think what? That's going to magically make me stop talking, stop streaming? Do what exactly? You know? Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. He blamed. We're going to talk about that. I got a clip that I'm going to show you guys and I'm going to talk about it, you know? Well, that's the thing. Their super chats every stream are hitting 40, 50 super chats every stream on top of what they get for, you know, Cash App and Venmo. So for me, it's a little bit hypocritical for any other content creator, bye Deidre, to say anything at all about anyone else or this being their job. Yes, it's my job. You don't like the fact that it's not a traditional 9 to 5? Well, that sucks to be you. I don't know what to tell you. I can't work a traditional 9 to 5. I have kids. I have to get on and off a bus. I have a million friggin' doctor's appointments between me and the other 2 that I have to help. So yeah, I don't really give a shit what anybody thinks. This is what works for my, you know, schedule. It's what works for my children. And also it works for me. All right. It works for me. I started this channel because I have a friend who went missing, right? And true crime is something that I love and law is something that I love. Okay. So I get to do what I love, which a lot of people can't do, right? I get to interact with people. I get to also do my volunteer advocacy work from home, right? I get to take care of my children. I get to, well, semi take care of myself. I'm always the last person on the list, but you know what I mean, right? Run my household and make sure everything is taken care of and work my job. And I can make my job work around my schedule, which is exactly what I need. Nobody with that amount of stuff going on is going to be able to work a normal 9 to 5. You'd be fired in 5 minutes. I couldn't go back and work at the prison because I can't afford 40, 50 grand in childcare. I cannot, bottom line. So if I didn't have to pay for the childcare, I'd go back there in a heartbeat. I loved that job. But I can't afford it. Cannot afford it. Not by a long shot. That kind of childcare, I can't afford it. It's way too much money. Way too much. You're totally welcome, Grace. Yes, we were worried about you. Absolutely, we were. Yes, right? Well, that's the thing. We have plenty of people and it's a mix. You know, we have a mix. We have a mix of people from everywhere. Michael, do you know what a cult is exactly? Do you know what obsessed is? Do you know the difference between obsessed and not turning a blind eye to things that are harming people? Because if we turn a blind eye and we stop talking about it and we just go away, then we have to feel that responsibility when something happens to someone else that we didn't do enough to stop it. I won't do that. There's a big fat difference between being obsessed and not wanting someone to keep committing crimes that are harming innocent people. Big difference. Big, giant difference. Well, that's the thing, right? If you're targeting creators that are this big, right? When you're this big, that just goes to show you have no integrity. Talking about streamers with 60,000 subscribers going after tiny, like that makes no sense. You know, at that point, you're just running out of content, right? You're running out of content and you're figuring that by stirring something up, it'll give you donations and content. Middleton, Rhode Island, the plane was registered from. Jesus. Being in a cult, Matt says, does not forgive reprehensible behavior. Yes, you can ask for forgiveness. That doesn't mean it will be accepted. Well, Merit, see, that's why I always say there's a very short list of people that I would never help, right? And for me, Meredith is on that list. There's a couple other, Lauren is on that list. There's a short list of people I would never help or talk to or take an apology from. And, you know, I agree, Matt. Those people come to mind very quickly. I don't know. I won't understand that either, Emily. I don't have to explain, but for me, it's really not about explaining as much as it is sort of putting them in their place. Because if you're running around acting a fool like that, especially if you're another creator or another small creator, it's A, hypocritical, and B, what I choose to do as a job doesn't mean that you have to choose to do it as a job. It works for me. You can work a normal 9 to 5. That's your fucking prerogative. Okay? Not everybody has the same circumstances and not everybody has the same opportunity. I don't have a car, so we don't have the opportunity to go further away, come back and forth. We don't have that, right? That's not an option. So something works differently for everyone. Being a creator is a fucking full-time job and then some. If you're actually doing work behind the scenes, if you're just pressing go, doing a stream and stopping and then doing another one a month later or a week later or 2 weeks later, then cool, then it's not your job. Then you're not doing it as a job. But that's not what normal people who are doing this as a job do. It is a waste of their own time. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous at the same time, you know? We do know how you came into the community, you know? Exactly. Hello, Biza. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's not just her. It's so many other people, you know? And it's because what I recognize sort of what was happening with her almost immediately. And why, you ask? Well, because that's exactly what I dealt with, right? It's exactly what I dealt with. And I recognize them doing it to her the way they did it to me. And I'm like, no, this is not okay. Sorry guys, I need to put my hair up because it's like getting in the way and it's getting all the frizz. I'm trying to air dry it here before I have to flat iron it, but it's just not cooperating at the moment. So I'm just gonna toss it up. Oh God, I need to do my roots. This is so bad. Whoop. All right, that's what we're doing. We're doing a messy bun status right now. Cause I don't care. Cause I don't care. But I highly agree with you. Not only is it a big ass turnoff, it just goes to show that they're willing to turn on someone they were friends with because the sewer turtle told them to. Because he gave that dog whistle, or him and his girlfriend didn't like her for petty jealousy issues. So now they got to make a reason up to hate her. And on top of that, she was kind to those people. You know, she did things for them out of the kindness of her heart, not because she had to, because she wanted to. And instead, when he gives the dog whistle, you turn your back on her. I mean, that just shows you have no honor, no integrity, no nothing. No nothing. No freaking nothing at all. It freaking bothers me. Thank you, Michael. Michael's right. The like button. Make sure you hit the like button. We appreciate you. And that's it. It's because the turtle tells them to. And ours not being dramatic when she says brainwashed, right? It's dead serious. It's dead serious, you know? Listen, me and you have had those conversations, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. My nephew has autism too, so like, you know, it's difficult even for my sister, right? She has a work from home job because of that. But when people don't have this kind of stuff going on in their life, they just don't understand how it operates, right? They can't fathom why you wouldn't work a 9-to-5 job. Well, if you're going to the hospital every other day, or you have 6 specialty appointments a week, just for the child, never mind you, that's not going to fly with a work schedule now, is it? You're going to run out of PTO real quick and probably be fired before your probationary period ends. Just saying. Just saying. Just freaking saying. Right? It's a job. Those are the people that don't do it, right? Those are the people that don't do the housework and talk about it's not a job. My favorite cult was the one in San Diego who all wore tennis shoes and tried to hop a ride on Comet Shoe Levy 9. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that was so bad. But that's to the level, like these people didn't realize they were in a cult even until their death. That's how deep that goes, you know? Oh, absolutely. They've literally done studies and said that mothers, full-time parents, work 80 hours, over 80 hours a week, like not counting sleeping, obviously, but work over 80 hours a week. And it's like the equivalent that all the work they do is equivalent to like 5 or 6 full-time jobs. His job's just to be a douche nozzle. That's his job, to be a douche nozzle. I do still show up. Some days I have to take off and I'm like, sorry guys, can't do a stream today. But most days I take only one day off a week, which is Saturday. And even on Saturdays, I'm sitting at this desk, I'm making clips, I'm going through pieces of court documents, I'm writing out emails for FOIAs. You know what I mean? On and on it goes. On and on it goes. You know? Isn't it amazing? This is, well, he has an income to back him. I don't. I have a family to take care of and he doesn't. He has nobody to take care of but himself, you know? So he's disabled and he wants all this help all the time from everyone when he doesn't have expenses. Not like basic people, you know, he lives at home. There doesn't have the expenses that he claims. So, you know, but you want to blast people that do have those expenses, that have families to take care of and do this. Make it make sense. I don't do 12-hour streams like him. He does 12-hour streams. I don't do 12-hour streams. I can't do 12-hour streams, right? This is my income. And again, anybody who doesn't like it, the door is that way. The door is friggin' that way. These are probably the same people who tailgated a murder trial and cheered for their queen. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the level of hypocrisy where it's like, it's okay for this person to do it, but it's not okay for this person to do it because they said you're bad, so you can't do it, but they can do it. It's absurd. You know? It's freaking Absurd. Hello, girl. Hello. Absolutely, they do. You are spot on. And it's funny because even I try to support other creators. Like I went into Krista's, she does like the housewife stuff, and I went in to her stream, and I didn't see any super chats flowing. I didn't see any support. So I sent over a $5 super chat. I mean, I know I can't give much because I don't have much, but even that was a lot for me to be able to give. But I did because I wanted to show a level of supporting other creators, even though her followers are, in the 30,000s. I don't even have 3, you know what I mean? But I want to show support to other creators. It's hard. It is fucking hard. And people should be supporting each other. Bottom line, Well, that's the thing, right? Talk more shit. People are just going to keep coming here and figuring out that, wait a second, hold the fuck on. I was lied to, A lot of people are examples of that. You're not the only one, Heisenberg. As a matter of fact, we have quite a few people who come here, Yeah, he does send them to himself. He does. To get people donating, he sends them to himself, or he'll read ones that don't exist. I would fucking never. I couldn't imagine sitting there and reading something that doesn't exist. Like, oh, let me read this, this donation. This donation that doesn't exist. So he's got to read a fake name, a fake amount, and pretend like someone donated to him. I mean, I could never. I'm sorry. Like, no, if they don't donate, and there's nothing to read, right? Ashley's the only one who has this morning, right? It's the only one I read. It is or it isn't. People support or they don't support. There's nothing. I'm sorry, but like that some of these tactics are a little skeezy in my opinion. Yeah, I know. Isn't that awful? No one. Like, I mean, that's insane to me. People on the Free Care Read tab were like, this is gross. This is gross. This is just gross. That's not supposed to happen at all. At all. Yeah. Well, they don't seem to understand like how busy my actual real life really is. Right? People who know me in person know. They know, right? She knows. Ashley knows. But not everyone does, Well, that's the thing, Joe. Like if we don't, we have to have some common ground on some things, right? I think right now we have an audience of half and half. And it's okay. It's okay, but we all need to come together and stop this sort of anger, vitriol, hate that he spews, these lies, and then these people he attacks. Because if we don't, and we do what was happening before, which is, if you're, part of Free Karen Read and you're a part of anti-Free Karen Read, you can't have anyone tell you that you can talk to the other side because that's bad. Tisk tisk. Can't do that. That's bad. Not allowed, right? So where did that get any of us? It allowed him to attack more people, right? Harm more people, commit more crimes because people were staying silent because they couldn't go to the people on their same side because they'd be attacked by them. They couldn't go to people on the opposite side because they were too afraid. And those people are attacking them. So where do they have to go? Who do they have to turn to? I mean, for me, there's this thing called humanity, right? And maybe I am too empathetic sometimes, right? Again, there is a short list of people that I really wouldn't support if you paid me to. But that's a short list, right? There are plenty of other people that I have and I will absolutely speak to, talk to, and try to help because, again, people don't know they're in cults until they're out of it. So what kind of person would I be, right? If they're looking for help when they're getting out of that and they're coming to me and they're saying, hey, Lise, I just wanted to apologize. I'm realizing now that I was in a cult and I was just saying things about you and to you because that, I was told you bad. So therefore you bad, right? Automatically because they said so, because he said so, because these, the sewer squad said so. That means that you were bad. I didn't even give you a chance. Not for a minute. And I now realize being out, of it, that it is a cult. It is mob mentality. And I'm sort of trying to get out of this mentality still, and I'm trying to navigate it. And at the same time, I don't know where to turn to, but I'm embarrassed, right? They're always embarrassed of the things that they said and they did because they're like, I would have never said or did some of these things normally. And it's part of the sort of brainwashing that a cult does to people to make them do and say these things that they wouldn't, or do all sorts of things, but say things too that they wouldn't normally say or do. There are people who work with people who are coming out of cults and help escape them from cults. That's essentially what I'm doing via online. People come to me and I help them. And when they realized they were out of a cult, we work together. We work together to make sure that if a crime was committed, they report it. If somebody's blackmailing you and threatening you, report it, right? And Aidan can't help himself. That's what he does. He threatens people. He blackmails people. He harasses people. He sends a mob of people after you with his little dog whistles. It's what he does, right? It's what he does. And it's not okay. Not okay. You know? Well, that's the random ones. I mean, I get ones you guys can't see on screen, which are like Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, but I read them. You know what I mean? I know I don't have to, but you know how I am. I'm transparent. There's nothing, you know what I mean? There's nothing for me to hide. You know? I mean, for a while he wasn't. That's just what he did. But God knows, because I do watch some of the super chats some of his like sewer crew get. And it's like 30, 40, 50. I'm like, this is, I feel bad for every one of those people because they're essentially flushing their money down a drain. You know? It's sad. It's really, really sad. You did not miss much, Wallflower. Aw, thank you, Steph. Appreciate that. Well, technically, we didn't get the we didn't get the title of corrections officer. That was my job. But because I worked for a private company that the state contracted out, we didn't get the title of that. But that's literally what I did as a job. You know, we had to be in the trap. We had to do count, all the same things that a corrections officer does. We did. But we didn't get the title or all of we got benefits, but not the state benefits because the state contracted out to the company that I worked for. Funny fact, though, is the state COs were allowed only on the outside perimeter of our jail, right? So we're doing the job of a CO, but we're not allowed to have the title. But we still had to pass 2 background checks. So I had to pass one for the private company I worked for and one for the Department of Corrections, even though I didn't work for the Department of Corrections. I worked from a contract that the state had with the private company that I worked for. We essentially took over the entire prison. The COs were fired by the governor. There was a lot of issues with the COs from the state that were sort of letting inmates out to beat the crap out of each other. And we're talking about people who are criminally insane here, right? Not just normal men inmates. This is mental health, right? And so things like that were happening. And there were a lot of deaths that were happening. And so the governor was like, nope, no more. We're hiring a private company to do this. And so we took over their jobs, did the exact same thing they did, but we weren't allowed to have the title of corrections officer, which is just so absurd to me because I did their exact job. Literally. Count every 15 minutes inside the trap, which is a big cage. The whole thing, the whole 9. It's insane. You know, had to write up the reports and interact with it's nutty to me the way shit works. Like simply just working for the state or working through a contractor through the state gives you different benefits and titles, even though it's the exact same job. It's insane to me, but it was a hard job. But I enjoyed that. Why? Because I've been working in addiction and mental health and domestic violence and things like that for years as a volunteer advocate. So I love being able to work with people and see them go from being completely oblivious to reality to getting the proper treatment and coming back down to, earth here. You see a great transformation in them, and I take great pride in it. And if it didn't cost me 50 grand a year, 40 grand a year in childcare, depending on where you go, then I would have happily stayed there for the rest of my life, probably. I get it 9 and leave 5 minutes later. I love you. I love you. Oh, man. I can't. Right. You had to reread it, right? I had to reread it too. I'm like, wait a second. Wait, what? She's someone who still hangs out with Aidan and also Meredith, but was his girlfriend before Meredith and Lindsay. It's a whole story. I've told it, I think, the last 2 lives. I think I told it. It's a whole long story. Oh, God. Don't even bother. Don't. I don't even want you to. Let him go on with his ridiculous conspiracy theories, you know? A lot of people actually do get jobs at the dispensaries. And they get like a percentage off. I mean, I don't smoke weed, so that probably wouldn't be a good job for me, but right? Owning one of those. Yeah, that's the other thing. He won't even he'll ignore you. He won't even answer the question if it doesn't align, you know? It's like talking to a wall. Well, it is. Right? I mean, I'm literally doing work and like, so it's funny to me that they're like, get it real time. I'm like, do you know how many hours of work I put in here? It's mind boggling, the shit they say. It's fucking mind. Also, the people who have no idea how streaming works, when they're like, I only see did this so many viewers. Like right now, they can see 182 on YouTube, but what they don't see when you just come onto YouTube is how many people are watching me on Facebook and how many people are watching me on X. I have people who are watching me on all three platforms all at the same time, and the number I have is at the top here, and it shows me how many in each place, right? So when they come in here and they're like, well, there's only 186 people watching, I have to chuckle and laugh because that just tells me you know nothing about streaming at all, as that is not the amount of people watching me total. It would definitely be hard to own a store, you know, definitely a weed store specifically, you know. I did see it, yes, or yeah, I did see it. It is her. It is her. It is her account. So, you know, we know you're not listening, Holly. I got to get down to the bottom of these. I know I'm wicked behind. He is crashing out. I was on top of the world a few weeks ago. Yeah, he's crashing out. He is crashing out hard, you know? Yeah, there's lots of rants. There's lots of turtle rants. You know what I'm saying? It's so silly. Brian Graham's not going to interview him again. The Atlantic isn't going to write a story about him. He's not getting a blockbuster documentary. He might still have his cult followers, but that's it. But that's literally it. You know what I'm saying? I have not heard that story, but now I'm intrigued. You know me, I love to hear all these old-timey, like, little history on why this is this or why this was named that. Now I have to hear that story, and now you have to tell it to me because you know how I am. I need to know now. Now I need to know. Hi, love you. Text me later. Back to being a local troll and harasser. So yeah, he will keep crashing out on his former chatters and stuff because he's trying to project strength. But we all know he ruined his career in a few days. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I don't. I lost 50% of my hair after COVID. I literally kid you not. My hair is so thin right now. It's not even funny. And it's because I lost like 50% of it after I got COVID. Now I have inflammation throughout my entire body and long haul COVID and all these issues that I did not have previous to having COVID. And it was also previous to there even being a vaccine. It didn't exist yet. So people are like, well, was it the vaccine? And I'm like, I wish I could blame it on the vaccine. The vaccine didn't even exist yet because there are like, if the vaccine harms you, my mother had an allergic reaction to it. She has this weird rash that she's had ever since she got it. And they said it was because of that. But if you're harmed by it, there's actually like a fund. I didn't know this. Like, I don't know if it's federal or statewide. I think it's federal, that if you're harmed by any vaccine, medically, that there's like a fund that they'll pay you out, I don't know, X amount of dollars for or whatever. But no, unfortunately it had nothing to do with that. It was just COVID itself. Yeah, sometimes it is. They can only understand it from their experiences. And maybe some people don't have a lot of the experiences that some of us do, right? Um No, she listens here mostly. Aidan also pays for false clicks and views. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he does. He pays for like it's like a service that will put a certain amount of clicks and views on your videos by clicking on it and having them like watch it for like 10 seconds, whatever it is, which like inflates your numbers. I can't imagine paying for something that's insane. I want my numbers to be like normal, because if you don't, you inflate them. What happens when you stop paying for that inflation? Right? Then your numbers are all fucked up. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Nope. Well, they are. They're just as bad as one another at this point. They're grown ass men acting like petulant children. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why it's got to be a problem if you work from home no matter what you do, right? Right? What does a real job actually mean anyway? I didn't know there was such a thing as like a real job and a fake job. I mean, there's a traditional job, which would be 9 to 5, like hard labor, and there's non-traditional. I don't give a shit what someone does for a job. I applaud anybody who has any kind of job. I don't care if you're flipping burgers or slinging burritos. Like, you're working, right? You're working and you're working hard. Why does it matter? I don't give a fuck if you're a CEO, and I don't care if you're teaching children karate. Like, why does it matter? Oh, mainstream media can't stand him. They won't. He's too much of a narcissist. And so no one with any ounce of credibility in any sort of media will touch him with a 10-foot pole ever. And there's a reason for that, right? There's a serious, serious reason for that. It's because he's a liability and he can't help it but just lie, 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 lie. All right, let me see. All right. I'm going to play a clip of him last night. I'm going to show you guys sort of what I'm going to respond to. It's once again, I know nobody wants to hear him. And this is the first time I actually clicked to watch anything that he's done in the last 2 years. But somebody was in my Discord and they were like, "Is anybody watching this right now?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "This is crazy. Karen's probably going to be pissed at him and go after him and they're going to destroy each other." And I'm like, "Oh God, I have to see what the hell's going on." But this clip is from someone else who put this clip up. And so I'll talk about what I heard him say, but I'm going to play the clip first in a second. I do have screenshots. I'll read them. Yeah, I have to, right? Caffeine. Though mine's almost all the way melted at this point. No estimate, but I know that he lost at least a couple thousand, and he was complaining about that. I don't know what happened after that, how many he lost after that. No idea, no clue, none. You know, he talked about how he wasn't a narcissist last night, and then literally explained everything that a narcissist is, and admitted to being 90% of it. And I'll tell you the ones that he didn't admit to, it was kind of funny because they apply to him. So yeah, nobody does want to hear that. And he can lie all he wants about it, but it's reality. Who knows? Who knows? He's crashing hard. No, I don't know what it is at this point. Yeah, he said she's high strung and and he does. He screams. He screams a lot. A lot. With the generic message like keep fighting for justice, it's so obvious when it happens. Oh, he's crashing on tweets right now? Interesting. Probably because I put clips out. He probably does not like those. You know? Oh, I'm glad you found us, girl. I am totally glad that you found us. It is pretty pathetic. It's pretty pathetic. I guess he's screaming about how it's all. Yeah, he crazy says she has mental health issues. Yeah, he's such an insane person. Everybody's a great addition. A lot of people watch unsubscribed. Who wants to subscribe to a dude like that? You know what I mean? I mean, come on. Yeah, he went crazy. Karen Reed's phones were taken because of him. He just doesn't want to take any accountability for that, right? It's him and his big ass mouth, really, realistically. See, I have a lot of people that actually watch. Some people watch for months or weeks before they ever comment. And when they finally do comment, they find that, guess what? They actually like it here and they like to do that. They like to be part of the conversation. And I cheer that on, Yeah, it was a turtle statue in Worcester, but then he talks about how people are making shirts with his likeness and he wants his, 27 cents. It's amazing to me, the hypocrisy of that man. He said it had nothing to do with him. That's the funny part. We all know, right, that that's bullshit. Exactly. We are not enemies of each other. We just hold different opinions and we do it with respect. And that is the point, right? We can have different opinions and disagree on the case, right? But the important part at this point, the case is over, right? That part is done. That part is done, right? Now we're moving on to the person who continuously harms other people. And it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter how close to them he is. It doesn't matter. He will harm anyone and everyone to hide his own dirt. And it's constant victims. Constant. The amount of victims there are is staggering. You guys have no idea. You guys have heard about the public ones. Imagine how many non-public ones I've heard from. People who are not, their names are not public. Okay? It's insane. It's insane. Aw, I love that, Carol. I love that. I love that so much. It's just that's what he does, right? Insult, 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 you know? I can't I lose brain cells if I have to watch him, you know? But that's what he does. He'll scream and yell at them, and then he'll take the money and he'll say, "And you're gonna still keep donating, and you're still gonna watch, and you're not gonna unsubscribe." Imagine saying that to someone with a straight face and actually meaning that. I mean, how ungrateful are you? How ungrateful are you? You know? Yeah, he's a big baby. Speaking of Worcester, Adam Sandler has a bit about a troll booth operator there called Toll Booth Willie. Oh, you have to send me that. I love Adam Sandler. You have to send me that. I wanted to listen to hear how him and the New Jersey went at it, but I could not listen to the screaming. Well, here's the thing. I mean, why go after her? For what reason? I mean, to be fair, that's a source, right? So why are you burning all your sources? This just goes to show nobody can be a source of his because he doesn't care. The second he doesn't like something you said, and to be fair, she said that she didn't like that he wiretapped Karen, and he fucking lost his ever-loving shit and decided he was going to do a whole blog on her now. If you're going to do a blog on her, don't you think it was during the time when all that stuff happened? Instead of saving it for when you're mad that she said she didn't agree with the illegal wiretapping you did? Like, somebody else does the surveillance for me, Carol. So I have multiple people that watch him for me so that my mental health doesn't have to suffer. So, they're like, they already do, just, to see how many lies he's going to tell. And I'm like, if you can handle it, cool. Do not do it if it's going to affect your mental health. Because for me, I'll just break a screen. Like, I cannot sit there and listen to someone blatantly lie with a straight face every 5 minutes the way he does, or really every 5 seconds the way he does. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Cannot do it. A little Debbie? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. I mean, that's supposed to be like I'm fat or something. I mean, I'm not, because I'm not, so like, that doesn't even make any logical sense. If you're going to troll, at least make sense when you're trolling. Damn. Well, he's flailing right now. He doesn't know what to do with himself. Doesn't know what to do. Even if Karen didn't want to work with TB anymore, he didn't have to burn his bridge with her and with AJ. He could have had he did, though, because he didn't think he was going to get what he wanted out of it. He didn't think he was going to get what he wanted out of it. Oh, Aaron, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Your comment kind of like booped out, but I can see it. It booped out of the thing, but it does say you can dish it out, but he can never take it when it's handed back to him. I agree with you, Aaron Murphy. I agree with you. He was pushing his Halloween party, and now that JFK is selling out with Nan Gallagher and Mike from Young Jerks. Of course he was, because he wants everybody to go to his Halloween party. I'm having a Halloween party on Saturday, so I still have to get, oh God, I don't even want to think about it. I haven't gotten any of the things that I need, and if I don't order them by Wednesday on Amazon, I'm kind of shit out of luck, and I'm like, can I get to Dollar Tree and get some of these things that I need and save the money that I don't have? Or like, how am I doing this? It's stressful to try to have a party, and I want to see everybody's costumes, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hi, Virgie. Welcome. My Yorkie just challenged Aidan to a hike contest standing on 2 legs. I can't stand it. Leave it to Grave with the great old freaking one-liners. I can't. Oh, I can't. Well, he's not professional. He doesn't know how to. He'll never know how to be professional. It's half his problem. It's just unfortunate. He is a harassment blogger, but that's the thing. Any juicy lie, he never really checks his information. He doesn't know how to network, though. Young, he doesn't know how to network. He has no idea how to network at all. At all. Everything has to be about him. Once again, when you are a narcissist, that's all you care about is yourself. Oh, girl, listen, I slept like absolute garbage last night. And as you know, I was awake pretty late for me. So were you. You were awake late for you. And I was awake late for me. Yeah, he got bounced from Court TV by calling Julie Grant's executive directors cunts because he didn't like what they said. I mean, how embarrassing does that have to be for him? Like, you know what I mean? Well, that's the thing. Most people learn from their mistakes. He doesn't. You know? My cat's name is Trump. I love that. Aidan had the chance to turn things around for himself. He chose not to. He chose war with Karen instead. He chooses war with everyone. He doesn't, he should leave money on the statue, right? You owe money to the statue, Aidan. You owe Being honest and doing the right thing will get you far in life. Aidan will never know what it's like. He has had his high due to grafting, but in the end, he's losing everything. Well, I don't know about that. I beg to differ on the whole, being honest and doing the right thing will get you far in life, because I, at least in my experience, have definitely lost out by telling the truth. That's for sure. And by speaking about things people don't want you to talk about because you're fucking up their lives. Right. And so, especially with such a small channel, like, I essentially gave up quite a bit to tell the truth. And so for me, I almost feel like, what is being honest getting me? What is it? It's really, it's harmed my channel really, in a way where I've spent months trying to build back up what he destroyed. Right? That's my income, right? And I don't make much of it to begin with. And so sometimes it really feels like doing the right thing is hurting you, even though I know, uh, that's who I am. It's just what's going to happen anyway. Um, it's just sad, It's just sad. It's just sad. I love smart people, you know? Yeah, we don't do politics. There's a reason everybody fights and argues, and that's why we don't do politics here. Yeah, it doesn't. He's a sociopath. He's a narcissist. And I love that he literally said last night, he talked about a narcissist, Sean on the Golf, SOTG is Sean on the Golf. But I mean, welcome to Worcester Pop. That'll be 175, right? Listen, we can always do trivia one of these days. I feel like we should do bingo one of these days, To be fair, there's a lot of shady stuff going on with Auntie Deb too. He pretends to be fair and innocent, but he is not so innocent. Not in a long shot, dude. It's insane. I think. Thank you for sending that to me. I'm totally gonna read that right after this live. I'll be in the car on the way to this party reading that. Well, that she only reads the super chats. She only reads the super chats. It's unfortunate, but that's what she does. All right, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on, but I'm also very, very far behind in these comments. Yeah, they are. Like honey buns, and actually ramen is a jail food, to be fair. I was just confused because I'm like behind in the comments, and oftentimes you'll get a troll in here that'll just say something random, and you're like, is that supposed to mean something? Like, oh. I understand and saying the country and many friends are run by unhinged, bigoted. Well, there's a lot of that going around. Just, men that want to just scream out, nonsensical, like, you do what I say or else. And Aidan is one of those people. It's not pouring here, but it's been raining on and off all day, as you know. You're late, Benny. Okay. You're in big trouble, sir. You are late. You are late. You are late for a very important date. Yeah, me too. I love all of you. So I'm very protective of my community here. My community. Star Crunch, brownies, blueberry muffins, oatmeal bars. Ooh, I don't know about I can do blueberry muffins. I gotta love me a blueberry muffin. You know what I'm saying? Always. Poor little Nate needing to get his tiny moldy mushroom wet by respectfully Karen Reed. Well, he's definitely, hey Jupiter, in love with her. He had like a whole love letter he wrote from jail, and now he's just mad, you know? Yeah, we can't do that anymore. It's unfortunate. We can't give goodies to the class anymore that are homemade because people fucked it up. Unfortunately. Well, welcome, Aaron. Welcome. I mean, I gotta get to the bottom of these. I got to. Okay, hold on. I'm trying. Aaron said, I'm familiar with narcissists. And you're absolutely right. If it's not about them, they throw a fit and turn it around on everyone else. Well, that's exactly what Aidan does every single time. Every single time. But that's the thing. Why do we have to be mean, right? Why? Why? Yeah, mine is too. I concur, Chrissy. My electric provider is very quick, so if it goes out, it'll be back up, you know? It's really nasty out here in North Attleboro. My dog wouldn't even go outside. Yeah, it's shitty here too. I'm like about 25 minutes like back towards Boston away from you, Carol, and it's, it's raining. It's not pouring like it is over in Jesse. But there's a troll account of me too on X. I mean, so just so you guys are clear, right? On X, there is an account of me that has my name, but with lower T's, right? And their @ is different than mine. I want you guys to, and remember, when you are on Twitter and you're looking for someone's name, it'll say my name at the top. It'll say Twisted Tragedies at the top. But when you're looking for me, the @ is always the same. And it's @Twisted Tragedy 3, right? This other person's is something completely different. So that's how you can tell the difference between what's a fake account of me and what isn't a fake account of me. And this fake account actually went to the lengths of putting a screenshot of my account, my real one, saying that my real one is the fake one and it should be reported. I mean, that's going to some really delusional lengths to impersonate someone. That's like Delulu train stuff. So when you're on X, make sure you're following the right account. And if you find the other one that is a fake account of me, report it for impersonation, please. Because I don't want people confused. That account will say like shit that I would never say, or, it'll troll by like giving little insults about me, but while at the same time trying to pretend to, it's insane. It's insane. It's literally insane. So just know the difference, guys. Okay. Know the difference. He's a vile loser who will pay in the end legally. Financially, it's taking all his money. I agree with you. I am right on the edge of the storm in New Jersey. Can't decide if I spray my raspberry bush and butterfly dust. I'm new in this year in pots. Oh, see, my grandmother used to love. She had a green thumb. I do not have such a green thumb. I'm telling you. I tried to give him a second chance when he was positive in putting some awareness out there, but then all of a sudden he went right back to his old ways. Wow, that was fast. Well, remember, he never stopped his old ways. And I think that's the part that people are missing. Good afternoon, Linda. I think we have to do bingo. We'll have to figure out how to do bingo. And I'll have to send you guys cards via like email. You guys have to give me emails and I'll send you guys like bingo cards via email before we do it. We'll do it at night though, because that'll be better. But he never changed his way at all. Like during the whole trial, he was still doing all this shit behind closed doors that people didn't even realize. Blackmailing people, threatening people, like wiretapping people. People are like, there's no way, right? There's no way he would be that stupid. I don't believe he'd be that dumb. I don't believe he'd put that in writing, but he is, and he does. And he's been doing it the entire time. And I've been trying to warn people for as long as I can remember, and nobody listened because he says I'm bad. So I must be a horrible, terrible, monstrous person because he said so, right? Right? Like that must be true, right? Wrong. Wrong, right? And most people who actually get to know me in person know that that's a bull-faced lie. You're in the Walmart in Weymouth? Ugh, I hate that Walmart, to be fair. I'll actually be right in that area tomorrow. I have to go to the doctor's right there, right near Walmart. Right? Bingo. Hey, yeah, no, I get it. I mean, there's a lot of mean girl stuff going on behind closed doors that people don't even realize, and it's gross. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate that. We're glad you're here, Colleen. I do, believe me, Linda, I do. If they come in and they troll, they just get bounced, But at the same time, there are a lot of people right now that are just finding me, right? They're just finding me right now in the last couple weeks, in the last couple months. And so I like to give everybody a chance until, they ruin that chance. They ruin that chance, they get bounced out and there is no coming back, It just isn't. As you should, Linda, as you should, as most of our viewers do feel safe in this community because it's a safe little community where people don't have to hate each other or spit venom at each other because they disagree on a case. Hello, Marianne. That's absurd, right? It's absurd. You don't have to spit venom at each other because you don't agree on a case. That's just crazy. That's insane. He created that anger. He created that vitriol and that venom and that hate. No one else, him. And because people thought they were going to get clout out of doing it because he was doing it, they kept doing it, right? This is what it's a pattern. It's a pattern of brainwashing. Is telling people the same thing over and over is a part of brainwashing someone. Telling them the same thing over and over until they believe it, until they repeat it, right? And then they see someone else say it, and then they repeat it. And then you have thousands of people believing something that is completely not true, right? And he's been doing it for years. He knows exactly what he's doing, right? And then all of these people are coming out of it like, I was literally brainwashed and I don't know how I fell for it. I don't know. And I'm like, damn, damn. I've been trying to warn people for quite some time. 99% of his victims are women. What does that tell you? You know? I have a truck driver's mouth too, Erin, but shit, It's always someone else's fault with him. It's never his fault. It's never his fault. He can take accountability for absolutely nothing ever. That's half the problem. It's half the reason why the man is a narcissist. He went on and on last night. Went on and on last night about how he's not a narcissist. Well, people who aren't narcissists don't really need to tell people they're not narcissists because people know they're just not narcissists. Okay. So he went on and on about why he's not a narcissist. He's like, yes, I'm an egotistical and full of myself. And, I am those things, but a narcissist can't admit they're wrong ever. And I know I do things wrong afterwards. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that thing. Or I probably shouldn't have done that thing. And I know when I did something wrong. Yeah, to yourself. Every narcissist knows they did something wrong to themselves, but they're incapable of actually saying it to anyone else or actually apologizing, which is you, Aidan. So he's trying to convince himself, right, by saying he's not a narcissist because he could recognize when he's wrong. Really? Well, why don't you just apologize to the class then about the wiretapping of numerous people, sir? If you can, admit you're wrong, why don't you just do that? Why don't you just do that? Right? Then he didn't realize it because he wasn't reading his chat. Then the other reason he claims that he's not a narcissist is because narcissists, and this is completely ass backwards, right? There are people in his chat at that moment saying, yeah, I was with a narcissist. They're very insecure deep inside. And then there's another person who's like, yeah, narcissists are very, very insecure. What does this idiot say without reading his chat and realizing people who have been with a narcissist know exactly what a narcissist is like? I've been with one. They are very insecure inside. That's part of why they act so crazy. He goes, I am insecure, but narcissists are the most secure people on planet Earth. And I'm like, that didn't just actually come out of his mouth. That didn't just actually come out. So he spent, a good however many minutes trying to convince the world he's not a narcissist by listing off all of the things that apply to a narcissist and admitting that he is those things, except he knows when he's done something wrong, so he's not a narcissist. That'll age well. That'll age well. Again, the man is a walking fucking spam ad with legs. All right. Oh, little peach. There was a little peach in Dedham. And it was open 24/7, right? And it made subs. So after I would go out with my friends in East Dedham and Roxbury or whatever, we would go over there. It's like right next to the police station. Drunk as hell, 2 a.m, and we'd go over there and get subs, but we didn't call it the little peach. Oh no, sorry, it was a white hen. It wasn't a little peach, it was a white hen. So it was a white hen, and we called it the purple chicken instead of the white hen. Obviously a play on the fact that it's called the white hen. We used to call it the purple chicken. So it'd be like, all right, there's nowhere else open. Back then you didn't have things that were open like 24/7 like that. So that was like one of the only things in that area where a bunch of my friends lived. And so we were like, yeah, we're going to the purple chicken to get subs. That's what we're doing. But that's the thing. The encouragement of the behavior is all of these people who are telling him he's right all the time. That's where he gets this blown up, inflated self. And again, he agreed last night he has a blown up, inflated self. Come on. They said they were going live with LGSU a few weeks. Yeah, they did say that. Yep, they did. That's the fake one. That is the fake account. That's the fake one. They said all sorts of random shit that has, you know what I mean? That's the fake one. Is Miss Jessica and B's partner, which I'm not sure, I believe, because I remember when her partner first came into the community, I said hi to him and was very polite. Interesting. I don't know why YouTube doesn't use the handle instead of the chat name to identify people. I don't know. They changed it maybe it was like a month back out of nowhere, and everyone's names were changed. And we were like, what the hell? Yeah, see? That's what I'm talking about. So some people don't even know they're following the wrong account. You know? See? That's what I'm saying. My @ on Twitter is always @ Twisted Tragedy, not tragedies, Twisted Tragedy 3. It's in the description of this video. Any other at something else, it is not me. Block it and report it, please, for impersonation of me, because I have one account and one account only, and the only at for me is @ Twisted Tragedy 3. That's it. And of course, my name will still pop up at the top. It'll say Twisted Tragedies, but they'll use that same name, and the @ will be different. You know, delusional. There's a lot of delusion going on. That's for damn sure. Right? Scanning. Yeah, a lot of people didn't. It's a lot of people didn't. It's unfortunate. Well, that's the thing, is people don't realize how bad he was behind closed doors. They don't get it. They have no idea. They give a lot of excuses, like, he would never do that. He wouldn't be that dumb. He's out on bail. No, he is. And I do recognize that a lot of these people don't know the truth, and they don't know what happened, and they don't know what continues to happen, right? I totally understand that. I totally get it. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, I wish people had listened, right? Like, I wish people had just friggin' listened to me, right? It would have saved a lot of heartache and a lot of innocent people if they just listened. He slipped the script when I said who he was, and all the losers with him. I knew his girlfriend didn't have her kid. Well, that's the thing, she likes to pretend that she's this very nice, super sweet person, and she's so affected by this one account that talked about her. And it's like, no, that account was also in response to the numerous fake sock accounts that she used to go after innocent people, including myself, including anybody Aidan ever dated, and multiple other women, and said some pretty disgusting, vile, also untrue things, because she didn't want to say it on her own account, because, well, she didn't want people to know she was that shitty of a human. So she had to make the fake accounts to do it. But I have the messages where she admits to every one of those accounts in private to someone different. So it's like, when are you going to take some goddamn accountability for what you did? Right? You're going to complain about the Mary Neal account. Well, why don't you tell everyone how you with the Chris Albert 1993 account, or the Barry R account, or the Cheeky Reddington account, or the Ghetto Mellow account, or there's like at least 5 or 6 more. Like, why don't you talk about that, Meredith? And it's going to get worse and worse, because he's like a trapped rat now. He's a trapped rat in the corner, Yeah, I mean, I get it, dude. Believe me. I had to block all the Wallflower accounts because there was one fake one, and I, at that point, was not telling which one was real, which one. There was 3 at that point, Yeah, stay off of Dartmouth on 195. The highway's closed because that plane crashed. So if anybody's going that way, go around. Right? Go around. Semi-close. I wouldn't say close. I mean, about 20 minutes from you. About 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, that's why you just have to be careful, Wallflower. You just got to be careful. That's all. It's hard. I get you like to give chances, but some of these people are only here because they got used. And I understand that. I understand it. I do get it. But at the same time, what kind of person would I be? Listen, I believed Karen might be innocent in the beginning, right? So if I don't give people a chance, what does that say about myself, right? Like, what is that? And also, I've been dealing with this since 2023 and since the beginning of the Karen Reed case. And so I think I've tried everything to get people to open up, to listen, to stop this like behavior of his, to stop him from making new victims, I've tried it all. This whole, shunning people because they believed a different thing than me on a case, and they might have been a little nasty. Like, listen, I can forgive that, right? I can understand what happens when you're in a cult and then you come out of it and you start to realize that you're embarrassed of the things you did and said. You feel guilty. You feel shitty and terrible and awful. And as someone who's been a volunteer advocate for 18 years, I don't pick and choose who I help. I don't pick and choose based on what, case they liked, or, religion, or whether I disagreed with them, or whether they said something nasty about me previously. I do it because it's the right thing to do, right? And that it's just who I am. So I get it, and I get where you're coming from personally, but I'm coming from a different place because A, I have a platform, and B, I've been dealing with this for a really long time. And this is the only time that I can remember and I can think of where things are actually starting to change for the better, and people are starting to listen, people are starting to open up, people are starting to be held accountable, and that's a good thing, right? So even if they could have still been in it, they would have been in a cult, right? And still been oblivious to the fact that it is a cult. People don't know they're in a cult until they're out of the cult, right? And you're still, listen, if someone is saying lies about you and you're being attacked, you're a victim of that. It does, even if you were shitty to someone else and it happened to you, it doesn't not make you a victim of that, right? You're still a victim of that, right? If someone's attacking you and lying about you for no reason, or going after your family members that have nothing to do with anything at all, that you're still a victim, right? And again, not everybody has to agree with me. And there, again, a short list of people I would never help. A short list of people I would never help. Couldn't fucking pay me to help those people. But at the same time, I have to keep an open mind because I am who I am, right? I am who I am. I'm very careful. I don't share information with people. You know what I mean? They tell me what they want to tell me, and that's that. And I help them with what I can help them with. There's no risk to me by helping them, like, get their private information off the internet with different, apps and things. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no risk to me by doing that. So I do what I can, for anyone, as long as you're not on that fucking very short list of just deplorable human beings. That's the bottom line. There are some people who, knew what they were doing and did it anyway. The guy's been a bum, and that's the problem either. Like, what did he really do? To be fair, did he get people to go there? Sure, I guess. But anybody, including myself, any other creator could have done the same thing. Any other creator could have done the same thing. The story was fed to him by Karen, so it's not like he actually did any investigating. All the information was given to him straight from Karen. So there's no journalism that actually happened there in any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. Right. I mean, a lot of people didn't either. There's a lot of people that thought Karen was innocent, but never engaged in this sort of back and forth or harming other people. They just thought Karen was innocent. That was that. They never engaged in the online back and forths. And, those people I always help because they had nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with anything. Oh, he despises women. 100%. Never takes accountability. He doesn't know how to. Oh, me too. Believe me, I was with a narcissist. I know how they work. Oh, he dry snitches on himself all the time. It's one of his favorite things to do, right? Well, that's it, right? Everything he does is to get a response. That's it. He was on a few shows. Okay. JFK. Yeah, they have a lot of people on. I don't know how anybody does. It makes my head want to explode. Hey, Dark Side. I just owned a social worker on X defending his rant about how he's not a narcissist. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe she should probably not comment on it unless she knows the things that I do, right? And this is my other problem is people like to try to defend him when they don't actually know what the hell's going on. They don't. They have no idea what the hell happens behind closed doors with him. No idea at all. None. And it's like, don't defend something that's literally indefensible. Indefensible. I don't know who it is. Like, I probably don't even know the screen name. I mean, you guys can tell me, like, email or something, but I have no idea who you guys are talking about. But it's sad. Like, there's no defending it. There's nothing to defend, right? Nothing. I don't know how anybody does, to be honest. I really don't. It's hard for me to understand, and I've said this in some of my clips, how people keep buying his bullshit, because he will literally say something and then in the next sentence tell on himself accidentally. And it's like people just go glaze right over it, glaze right over it, licensed to diagnose. You can't diagnose somebody over the computer. It's unethical. You can't be like, oh, I watched this guy's YouTube, so I can diagnose him. You cannot diagnose somebody until you have an appointment with them. So if she's even saying that, she knows she's a bold-faced liar. You cannot diagnose somebody without having an actual appointment and a history and looking at the file. It's unethical. No doctor would do that. So that's how you can tell someone's lying. Girl, listen, I think we all screamed it. And that's what really bothers me is we've screamed it from the rooftops and tried to help people understand what they're dealing with, and no one listened to us. You know, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I feel like if they had, this would have saved a lot of people, you know? It's hard for me, you know? I don't like the hating on other creators for them asking questions. Well, that's what's going to happen, unfortunately, Shaylin. Fun fact, you have the same name as my niece, and I love it. It's beautiful. My niece's name is Shaylin, but I agree with you. Well, that was the thing. He doesn't just low-key threaten JFK. There are so many other people that he doesn't just low-key, but there are these little dog whistles and these little ways of him threatening people that it goes right over people's heads. But the people he's threatening know exactly what he's doing. And this is something he's been doing for years and years and years. It's his way to sort of circumvent the law and be like, well, I didn't actually threaten them. It's not what I said. It's not what I meant. And that's what he does. He plays the whole that's not what I said, not what I meant thing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. No, they don't. And it is sad. But I do find, Linda, at least there's a little saving grace here where people actually are starting to. People are starting to listen more than I have ever seen before right now. And that I am thankful for. I'm extremely thankful for that. Hold on one second, guys. I have a donation that just came in. We have a $20 donation for our second one of the stream here. It says, just want to say I enjoy your content. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much. I'm not going to read your government name, but thank you so very, very much. If any of you guys would like to support our independently run channel that does not go by what people tell us we can and can't freaking say, and the truth bombs that we break here, then these are the ways to do so. And we have to drop a bomb because that was a donation, and a donation is a truth bomb over here. Truth bomb, y'all. Truth bomb. Truth freaking bomb. There is a link in chat that you can click on to use credit or debit. And it works in multiple countries. And you can use the Cash App, Venmo, Revolut, PayPal, and then in the description of the video, we have an Amazon wish list. But any and all donations are a serious help because, again, we are being attacked. We're going to continue being attacked because we're saying things that people don't want out there. We're saying things that people are lying about right now and continue to lie about right now. And that is burning chapping their fucking ass. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm trying to save any and all victims that could be a victim of that. And at the same time, help the victims that have no voice right now, who I am a voice for. And I will continue to be a voice for them, no matter how hard they attack me. They've been doing it for quite some time. There's nothing that they can do. It might be taxing, right? Mentally, emotionally. Anybody who says it's not would be lying. It is. It's a lot to deal with on top of everything else you have going on in your life. But if someone doesn't speak up, then it just continues happening, right? And I have a responsibility to the people that came to me who cannot speak for themselves right now, who have been threatened into silence until something is legally done, to speak for them. And I will continue to do so because it's the right fucking thing to do. And even when no one would speak for me, when it happened to me, I've been at being a volunteer advocate for a long time, and this is no different than that, in my opinion. No different than that. It literally is just no different than being a volunteer advocate in my everyday life, helping other people, you know? There's three, the hell? There's three, is it wallflower? It's, what's the other one, you guys? What's the other one? Rain, flower, wallflower, something like that. But there's three. So I had to, X them out because it is what it is. Yes, exactly. We can. Well, that's the thing. I think there are people who know exactly what's going on, like Erica. She just simps because she's afraid. Most people are afraid. Most people who are still up his ass like that are afraid of him. They're afraid. They're afraid that he will attack them if they don't agree with every single thing he says. If they don't defend him vehemently, they will be attacked and they will be next. And so they're so afraid that they just do what they think he wants them to do. Period. You know? And he'll twist everything and anything. He'll take these screenshots and put them out of order. He'll take things out he doesn't want you guys to see that he said and take the context out of it, and he'll rearrange them so it's in a way where it looks like the narrative he's giving you is what happened, when in reality he took them all out of order, put them in the order he wanted them in, cropped his parts out and said, this is what happened. And that's not even close to what happened. And that's half of the problem is, oh, well, he shows receipts. No, he crops receipts. He also fakes receipts. He also literally makes up receipts, makes up chats and texts to add in to his bullshit. All right. Manufactured receipts. Those are not receipts. They're fake. Right. When you crop them out of their complete context, ask him to show you it all. He won't. He won't. He never will, because then he would have to show you the entire context of the entire narrative, not the narrative he's trying to feed people with is false. Right. He will twist anything and everything he can to keep reaching, to keep making people bad. Right. Bad. Everyone's bad except him. Everyone's a scammer, and everyone is crazy, and everyone, everyone is bad, and it's unfortunate at that point. It's unfortunate. No, he didn't. Sorry, I highly disagree. Sorry. And no, clearly my whole channel is not just about Turtleboy, but right now I'm the only one brave enough to continuously talk about this and not allow it to be swept under a rug. So here's an idea. If you don't like my content, there's a way out. There is a way out. He did not bring to light all the corruption, and that's what people seem to fail to understand. Bottom line, he did not. He did not. He was fed the story. Even he admits that it was fed to him in text messages that are literally out there. The receipts are out there. Karen fed all of the information to me. He didn't do anything. Nothing. He did nothing. Not a goddamn thing. She could have fed it to anyone. She could have given the story to any single person. He didn't uncover a goddamn thing. How about a bit, do it for your mama. Do it for your mama. I know I am, but I just need to, I need to say something. No, that's okay. Sometimes I want to see what the hell's going on once in a while. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, and I was awake. So I was awake. I was awake. I mean, there's lots of people over here like that, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree on whether someone thinks she's innocent or not. I think she's guilty. You think she's innocent. That's okay. We can agree to disagree. It's the anger, the hate, it's funny to me that he's screaming, yelling at people about drama. It's drama. It's all your fault that the court hearing with Krupp didn't go well because it's all about drama and all of you are talking about drama. No. And that's his way of trying to get everybody to stop talking about it. I know I did. But I mean, that's the thing. That's his way of getting everybody to stop talking about it, is by making them feel like it's just nonsensical drama. And if they don't, they're going to piss him off. That's a tactic, again, that the cult leader has employed to make it seem like it's, it's just stupid drama, guys. Stop talking about it. I can't even. 5 minutes is a little too much for me. You mean Columbus Day? Columbus Day. Columbus Day. Well, I think he does want to taint the jury, but hey, Rachel, but it is what it is. Some people do have to go through it on their own, but it sucks. I try to stop that from happening. Well, you know what? I've learned not to tell my private information to people. So I'll just say I'm very well educated. Most people who know me personally would already know that. Yeah, nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen, and it's unfortunate, but all we can do is tell them, right? It's all we can do is tell them. If they don't listen at that point, there's nothing we can do. Nobody's going to pick him up for anything. You know? I mean, to be fair, I couldn't diagnose a computer either. I got tech people for that. That's what Freak is for. Freak helps me with all my, or Maestro helps me with all my tech stuff. I'm wicked smart guy. There's nothing to expose. That's the fun part, right? That's the same thing they always say. I'm going to expose you. Well, what are you exposing exactly? You're going to say that I used to be an addict 18 years ago? Okay, true story. Also, not something everyone doesn't know. Why? Because I'm an open book, because I want other people to know if I could do it, they could do it. If you could turn your life all the way around from very severe childhood trauma and young adult trauma, then so can you if I did it, right? So, not a secret that, I was abused in foster care. Not a secret that I was in a domestic violence relationship by the time I was 18 and had a young, sick daughter. Not a secret that I used to be an addict. Not a secret that I was abused as a child. SA. No, those are not secrets. Not a secret that I was a dancer for 10. None of those things are secrets. So there's nothing to expose, right? Those are things that I've been very open about because I want people to know, like, there is a way to turn your life around, even with some really horrific trauma that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy, right? But he tries to use people's like darkest moments or trauma or secret as some sort of gotcha. The problem with that is when your own life is an entirely large dumpster fire, you have no business talking about anybody else's life, right? No one else's life. None at all. You're facing over a dozen felonies. And you have the audacity to talk about who hit some cones in a parking lot, or one time a lady sold her food stamps. Like, how do you know that woman didn't sell it to pay part of her rent because she was about to be evicted, or to buy diapers for her kid? Like, how do you know? You don't. Someone pays you money, you write the story, and you never check. You never check to make sure the details are correct. And time again, his blogs have been shown to have a bunch of false information in them. He has tried to make it a job out of hurting people. And it's gross. It's gross. Not only is it gross, but he is dangerous. He's calling people's jobs. He's calling people's spouses. He's leaving emails. He's having a mob do it. People show up to your house. They send things to your house. If you guys even knew a quarter of the things that I deal with, right? Thank God I have cameras all over my house, outside and inside, in my yard, everywhere, every freaking where. The veiled threats and dog whistles is how he got away with it for so long. Fortunately, other states are taking it much more seriously than Massachusetts, and his veiled threats and dog whistles aren't going to fly in other places. It is taxing to argue with them for sure, which is why I kind of lay up on that, and I don't. There's nothing to argue. You can't argue with stupid. You just can't. They're in a cult. They're just going to keep doing the same 10 talking points over and over and over. And it is obvious, DJ, more and more people are seeing the truth, and I'm glad about that. There was a real silence. I heard about this. I did hear about the guy that was like, that it was based off of the Silence of the Lambs guy. She gets nasty to people in chat because she knows what the hell's going on. And she chooses to just keep defending him, knowing what the fuck's going on. It's unfortunate, but she's afraid. She's afraid. She can deny all she wants, but she's afraid. She is afraid. Period. It is right now, isn't it? Once again, if you don't like the content, there's a way out. It is shady. But then you have other people, which I call the sewer squad. They jump on all of this, right? They jump on all of this. It doesn't scare me either. Oh, yeah, the manufactured voicemails. I forgot about that. I know I am. I love that movie as well. Both. I'm not a fan of either one. I mean, is that not apparent? I'm not understanding. Is that not apparent to you? You're welcome. Well, that's the other thing, is you have to wonder why you feed the story to a man like that, knowing that he has no ethical boundaries or morals. That's why. That's why you do. Sewer Squad. The Sewer Squad. The official name. Yeah. Did you see my thumbnail? My thumbnail is a picture of him, and he literally looks like an old wrinkled ball sack. I swear to God. But that's the thing. He is corruption. He can't expose corruption while he is actively corrupt. Actively corrupt. He is literally actively corrupt. He has actively been wiretapping, threatening, blackmailing, extorting people this entire time. You can't expose corruption when you fucking are the corruption. You know? You did win against his lies. You've probably been the only one thus far, you know? He lies his ass off, you know? He goes after viewers, but he's been going after viewers for quite some time, too. Quite some time. Absolutely. Friends for life. Family for life. You know? Sewer Squad! Sewer Squad, goddammit. It's Sewer Squad. It's the Sewer Squad. Right. There's nothing to expose other than lies. And that's the problem, right? Is when he's exposing you, it's just lies he made up and mountains that he made out of molehills and things that he twisted. It's not actual exposing of anything. And it's because you spoke up. It's because you said stuff that was true that he does not want out there. It is because you are challenging his narrative and people like the Sewer Squad jump in and lie for him. Will is still lying to his audience's face blatantly. Lying and lying and lying. And it's just gross at this point. It's just friggin' gross. Oh, of course they did. That's just gross. The fact that anybody would do, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the kind of stuff they do to try to scare you to shut up. I have something to expose, but we'll get arrested. Well, that's not good. That's not good. Well, he is a child. He's a petulant child. That's what he acts like, a petulant child. You know what I mean? No fucking way. No fucking way, dude. That pisses me off so much, dude. Someone is covering for someone in that case, and I don't give a fuck who says otherwise. Ellen Greenberg did not stab herself in the back of the fucking head or back, dude, okay? It is not a suicide by any stretch of the imagination. It was already ruled a homicide. Now they went back to suicide. Listen, my dad died of suicide. Again, let me make this clear since we have trolls that are like, "Man, you say your dad died?" Yeah, I have two dads. Two dads. One biological dad I did not meet until I was an adult. And my dad who raised me, who resides inside of this necklace, who I lovingly got this tattoo for that says daddy on it with a cross with wings and the rosary bead. Okay. I have two dads. And my dad was a suicide. Ellen Greenberg was not a suicide. I'm disgusted. I'm fucking disgusted with that. But that's the thing, though. I think even people were blinded by that. They were blinded because they wanted to know about the case. So they completely just sort of put those rose-colored glasses on when it came to the deplorable behavior he was doing because they wanted to know. And so there was excuses on why it was okay for him to be doing these things because they wanted to know. So those rose-colored glasses, I mean, it hurt a lot of people, though, you know? Are you trying to make me spit out my drink? I almost just spit out my drink. I know, right? Ain't that the truth, Grave? Ain't that the fucking truth? Ain't that the fucking truth, man? Ain't that the fucking truth? Can say that again. Oh, he's a criminal. You can say that again. You can say that again. Absolutely is a criminal. 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's also, you know, committing the same crimes over and over. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the literal definition of insanity, in case anybody was wondering. Literal definition of insanity. A young lady he's exposing and did a video on knocked on her door. She wouldn't open it. She made a video on him stating if he came back where her 5-year-old lives, she'll have her gun waiting on him. Well, you know what? That's, you know, I don't blame her. Don't come onto my property. Because he's looking to just cause a ruckus. He's looking to cause a ruckus. He's looking to just cause a ruckus. I bet he didn't. I bet he didn't. I don't watch him, so I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched him in a very, very long time. I watched last night real quick. So I'm going to play this clip for you guys that actually I forget who put it up. What do you mean? What is exposing on? I mean, the lies he tells about every 5 minutes, the amount of blackmail, wiretapping, and threats that he does weekly, all the people he has hurt who are innocent, who he calls bad, who he's written lies about in his blogs and then done stories about in his writings that he harms actively. You know, that kind of exposing. That's the exposing. Oh, I think they're both just equally fucking deplorable and disgusting. Like when you have to have 90% of your, you know, women are your victims. I mean, that's to me speaks fucking absolute volumes. All right, let me see. I sent it. Which friggin' email did I send it to myself? Oh, I know which one. I sent it to this one, I think. Did I? Wait a second. That makes no sense. I know that I sent it to this one. Why is it not popping up here? This morning. No, I just got another donation. I'm not going to read the person's name because it's their probably real name. And it says, I'm sorry for believing in his lies about you. I see what's happening now. Peace, B. Thank you, B. I appreciate that very, very much. Give me 1 second, guys. My little is being stubborn and not listening, so please hold. I'm telling you, it's a form of torture to have daughters. It is a form of torture. I get her all dressed. I tell her, don't put any more. She loves to play with makeup. Do not put more makeup on. You're putting a white shirt on today because that's the one that matches the pants you're wearing. Do not do it. What does she do? She picks out a shirt that I put in a different bag. It doesn't fit her anymore. With a sweater that she gets more makeup on, puts more makeup on. And I'm like, where's the white shirt I already put on you? After I specifically told her, do not mess with makeup. I'm like, Daddy, we're letting her mess with for the love of God, someone help me. For the love of God. And I mean, you can't leave it up to men to actually listen to things you tell them that they're not allowed to do either, right? Like, well, that's the other thing. You can't hide behind our First Amendment. You don't get to hide behind. It's not absolute, and there are actual consequences. Okay. I mean, is that a real question? Obviously, not every single person he quote exposes is fake, but almost every single person he quote exposes has a bunch of lies added into that shit. So yes. So yes. I mean, that's just kind of like a silly question. If you haven't figured out who he is yet, then I feel sorry for you. Who am I? I'm myself. That's who I am. I'm me. I'm me. I'm me. It's extremely predatory, but that's what he does. That's what he does. Yes, the like button is a very serious help. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have time for the nonsense. And hiding behind our First Amendment is not going to keep working. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Right? Well, that's the thing. Most of these people who do this stuff actually do end up in my inbox at one point, apologizing and figuring out that, like, they were taken advantage of, they were lied to. This is someone they supported. They probably gave, some of these people gave hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to him, the Glare, the rest of the Sewer Squad, who have lied straight to their faces. And then, and I can only imagine the overwhelming feeling of knowing that you flushed your money down the drain to a greedy prick who was harming people using the money that you used to support him and didn't appreciate a fucking penny of it. That'd be a hard pill to swallow for anyone. For anyone, Girl, listen, I got 3 stubborn daughters. 3. Not just 1, 3. God sent them to me as a form of torture. I'm telling you. They're like little terrorists. Like little domestic terrorists. When my kids try to like wheel and deal after I say no, my answer is the same. I do not negotiate with terrorists. All right. That's literally that's my answer when they try to like negotiate. Like, there's no negotiation. This is not a democracy here. This is not. It's a dictatorship. I am the dictator of this house. That's not how this works. We don't there's no wheeling and dealing. I don't do that. Right? It's definitely hereditary. I'm stubborn too. Like, I'm stubborn too. For real, I am. I could hear them too in my head. All the mom girls, all the moms of girls laughing. It was disgusting. And you can bet your ass that he's done it to many more people, right? Maybe not the exact same scenario, but pretty damn close, right? It's the same story over and over. And most of these women don't know each other, don't talk to each other. Maybe a few of them here or there might know one of them or 2 of them, but most of these women do not know any of these other women. Don't talk to them, don't speak to them, they're not friends. Why do they have the same story with just very few changes pertaining to their one thing? All these people are saying the same thing. It can't be everyone else but Aidan. The common denominator is him. Also, I've been through it personally, so I know exactly how he operates. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people don't learn until they are the target, and that's what hurts my heart. They could have been saved from that if they had just listened. And that's where it's shitty. I know. Listen, being stubborn is what makes me a good advocate, because I just don't take no for an answer, especially when I know like a government agency is lying to someone. I don't take no for an answer, and I work my way like basically from the top people back down to the bottom people to put them in their places. And so yeah, being stubborn can be a good trait for some things. But this is not a goddamn democracy. It's a fucking dictatorship. God damn it. Just listen. Well, that's the other thing. A professional has this thing called journalistic ethics, or ethics at all. He has none of that. There is no such thing. He has no ethics. There's no boundaries he won't cross. There's no lines. The lines are blurred between criminal behavior and what's, just not socially acceptable. Cool. You can do things that aren't socially acceptable, but we're into criminal behavior. Threats, blackmail, criminal behavior. Wiretapping, that's criminal. Criminal. He's going to get a nice pair of silver bracelets. That's what he's going to be awarded with. A nice pair of silver bracelets. We know, girl. Listen, we know. No, they don't ever make themselves part of the story, because they're not ever to be part of the story. His problem is he wants to be more of the story. He wants everybody to pay attention to him in his case the way that they paid attention to Karen's case. The problem with that is that his case is his own problem. He did it to himself. It's no one else did it to him, right? He did it to himself. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's unfortunate because, again, this is the shit we're dealing with. He's just not a good person, Yeah, I mean, that's sort of kind of what happened, Tony. Yeah. But let's be clear about why he's now writing stories about her and going after her. It's simply because she didn't agree with him on the wiretapping. You know? So she didn't agree with him on the wiretapping, and so now it's time to attack. Again, if he's willing to burn a source, just for not agreeing with him on one thing, what does that tell you? Yeah, I'm working on it. See, I got off track. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. The text messages are fake. Which text messages? I'm working on it. I got to find it. That's my problem. I sent it to myself this morning, and now I'm like, where the hell is it? I'm looking in my emails here, but I know I thought I sent it to a specific email of mine. Hold on. While I'm looking for this, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you can donate to the channel, we would ask for your help. We are a very small channel, so without your help, all of this is not possible. And because we're a small channel, we don't depend on, 30, 40 super chats a stream. We depend on the kindness of all of you donating, $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you can afford. We depend on you guys, and we're always extremely grateful for any and all support and help we get. And, lately we're sort of hanging on here, like with our fingertips. And so I put something else out on X recently when I was like, if this is something you want to support, independent, media where nobody's going to tell me what I can and can't say, and nobody's going to silence me for any reason whatsoever, then, these are the ways to do it, which are the same in the description of the video. And there's a link in the top of our chat that you can use a credit or debit card with. We have Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Chime, all of those things, Revolut. And then we have an Amazon wish list also in the description of the video. And if anybody goes for the Amazon wish list, I would ask that you focus on the Halloween things, because I need to wipe that list before Wednesday. Even myself, I need to buy a few things. I'm trying to have a Halloween party for the kids and us, and I haven't gotten a single thing that I need yet. It's been a long week already. Where is the video I sent myself? What is happening right now? You know what? It might be. Let me just check one of my. This one? I know I sent it from this one. So if I go to the sent, it'll tell me now, won't it? Sent. What is happening? Did it not send? I'm so confused right now. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Hold on. I'm just going to pull up where I did it on my phone here, and then I'll be able to see where because I sent it to myself on my phone. Okay, so it wasn't this one. Sent. Okay, yeah, sent. All right, I already looked in that email. Why am I not finding it? Aha! Why is it just coming through now? Like, that's strange. It must have not finished sending before I closed out of the app, because now that I opened it back up to see where it was going, now it pops through. All right, hold on one second. Let me click on it here and get it ready. Okay, let me screen here for you guys. Share screen. Somebody was asking me this morning too. They were like, can you get Lily and Chris on? And I said, I've spoken to both of them, but it's very difficult because they both have, live in a different, our times are opposite, all right, let me see. Well, that's exactly it. Exactly it, Ash. All right, let's see. Also, I put clips out this morning in case you guys didn't know. So if you're on X, or I have a Facebook, Twisted Tragedies Facebook, but please share those clips. That's how some people, I do watch Roberta Glass sometimes when I have time, I do, or I'll go back and watch it. She has fought her ass off and won, as a matter of fact, to prove that he's a liar and that he brings manufactured evidence into court. His mainstream media doesn't care about his cases because it's self-inflicted. So it's nothing for them to fight for, right? I never ask for help directly. You know how I'm so stubborn, dude. I'm so stubborn. I'm so stubborn. It's not even just that. It's I'm so good at helping other people and asking for other people. I'm just not good when it comes to myself. It's just I'm not. Hi, Pepper. Same, girl, same. I listen to Roberta. I love her voice. It's very soothing. I'm not even going to lie. Very soothing. Right. Like there were no kids around. You're out of high school, dude. Like it doesn't. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't. His responses are always going to be deleted. He doesn't want you to see his responses. Come on, guys. That's not a not a thing. You know, it's not a thing. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's very true, Ash. All right, let me get this video playing for you guys. He takes his replies out. He always does. BPS. He always does. He takes out he doesn't want anyone to hear what he, okay. So I think this is the one that I really wanted to focus on, but this clip, it just shows the hypocrisy because he starts whining about how it's all just drama and everybody should stop talking about it. And what he means is everyone should stop talking about him wiretapping Karen Reed and all the lies that he's been telling. Why? Because A, he's losing subs. B, people are starting to wake up to the stuff that he's doing. And so he cannot have that. He can't. It's the bottom line. He cannot have, these people figuring out who he is. So that means, that means that they're going to stop, sending him donations and stop, giving him money. And well, he can't have that, right? That's not something he can have. So instead, he starts bitching and whining about it in order to sort of poison and brainwash the minds of his viewers that, oh, it's just nonsense. No one should listen to it. Everyone should just stop talking about it because it's you guys are causing Karen to lose in court. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's all you guys' fault for feeding into the drama. The court stuff that happened is all your fault for talking about drama and focusing on that instead of this. First of all, let's be very clear here. Nothing different would have happened in court if people just magically stopped talking about this. Let's be very, very clear. The court case would have happened the exact same way because that's the legal standard. So all the blaming he's doing, it's simply to save himself. And if people aren't seeing that, I feel sorry for them because it's exactly what he's doing. So let's watch him gaslight his audience. And I'm sure some of you who watched him before will start to realize just watching this clip, how did they not see it before? Right? How did they not?
That any single fucking moment or second spent talking, going on YouTube channels and talking about fucking stupid shit drama, because that's what it is. It's stupid fucking drama bullshit, right? And if you're feeding into this, you're the reason that happened in court the other day. It's your fault, right? If you guys are out there feeding into this whole fucking thing, well, that's how it manifests itself.
No.
That fucking disaster that you saw in court on Wednesday, that's how it manifests himself. That is not a prepared defense, right? That is a defense that is distracted by bullshit. So stop. If you want to help, free Karen Reed, we want to help Karen Reed about, then stop distracting Karen Reed with fucking bullshit. That's what I would suggest you're doing, because that's what it fucking looks like. That fucking unadulterated disaster. What a disaster. That's what Wednesday was in court. A fucking unadulterated disaster. And it's your fucking fault, kangaroo cunt, and all you other people, because that's what. Have you talked about the motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove?
Why would we? It's
kangaroo
ridiculous.
Cunt, or any of you other people? Have you talked about that? Because that's.
So I'm freezing him there. Yep. Looking like that. I sure am. But let me be clear here. Him being like, have you talked about them? He just wants you guys to talk about like his, court motions that his ridiculous attorneys put. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, Akon, I will try it. Believe me, it's so itchy. And I got it after COVID, and like, I'm not a fan of the psoriasis on my scalp. It's not fun. Okay. It's not fun, but thank you. E45. Jesse, take a screenshot of that and send it to me so I don't forget. But this is what I'm saying, right? He wants everyone at this point right here, and this part, right? He wants everyone to go and look at what his attorneys put out for a motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. All right. Let me be clear about his motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. It's a fucking joke. Okay. Robert Cosgrove is not going to be recused because you think Lindsay is a material witness to the witness intimidation of the Alberts. Her and Aidan weren't even dating then. She's not a witness to anything that has to do with witness intimidation of the Alberts or McCabe's at all. The fact that he's even trying to attempt to argue that she is cuckoo bananas, and it's not going to fly, especially with Judge Krupp, not by a long shot. Okay. He seems to think that if there's no Robert Cosgrove, then there's no grand jury. Are you an actual idiot? Even if Robert Cosgrove has to recuse, which isn't going to happen from the rest of the cases, they'll just replace him with someone else from the Attorney General's office, which would be worse for you. So you're an actual fucking moron. Now, maybe before you speak on legal things that you know nothing about clearly, you should do some fucking homework, Aidan. Okay? They will just replace them with someone from the Attorney General's office. Wah, wah, wah. So he goes on a rant and a rave. I'm going to let you guys finish it, where he bitches and whines about, if there's no Robert Cosgrove, there's no grand jury. So why did you guys start talking about my ridiculous motion, basically written in crayon from my idiot attorneys? We now have a sweatshirt in our shop that says Betero letters, found in the fiction section, okay? His idiot attorneys put a fake medical condition called turtle derangement syndrome into an actual court document for that motion to talk about how all the people who don't like Aidan just don't like him because they have turtle derangement syndrome, and they speak for every single person who doesn't like him or change their mind. No. We changed our mind because we found out he was a fucking lying piece of human garbage and a waste of oxygen. We changed our mind because we found out he was lying, flat out lying. Okay. There's no such thing as turtle derangement syndrome. If you're going to put that in an actual real life motion that goes to the court as an attorney, you're a fucking embarrassment to attorneys everywhere. I would be fifth hand embarrassed as an attorney to put that in a motion. It's just gross at this point. All right, back to the fucking rant that we got going on here from this. I mean, look at this lunatic. Look at it. This is a wrinkly ball sack lunatic. This is what we're dealing with right now, folks. Okay? This wrinkled ball sack forehead, eyes bulging out of his head. He's so mad people won't talk about his motion. Why do you think people are not talking? Why do you think no serious people on planet Earth are talking about that motion, Aidan? Oh, because it's a joke. That's why. The motion is a joke. It flat out fails legally. Like, sorry, not sorry there, bub.
That's how Kearney gets out of this. The motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. Nope. That's how she gets out of this fucking predicament. Nope. You get rid of Robert Cosgrove, but you're not doing that because you're much more concerned with, who heard it? Did this person hear it? Did the Glairer hear it? Did Nurse Kim hear it? Oh my God. Did this person do it? Because that's what you care about. Fucking irrelevant drama, fucking bullshit. And it blew up on you in court on Wednesday. It was a fucking disaster.
Just like you.
A disaster Wednesday was, and it's your fucking fault. So just know that. So, but all, keep going. Pretend like you give a fuck about Karen Reed.
Get to the end
Pretend
of it
like you give a fuck about justice, and keep talking about that because you're showing your real colors. That's it. Fucking retarded.
That's so. This is what he's complaining about. Something that's not even true.
Just know that. So, okay? But it was not good. It was not good, and he didn't bring up a lot of important shit. And I think the most important thing, in my opinion, that they didn't do was endorse the motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. That would be number one, but it was not good. One. Sorry, it was not good, and he didn't bring up a lot of important shit. And I think the most important thing, in my opinion, that they didn't
but he's also feeding people
was endorse the motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. That is smart. That would be number one thing on my agenda if I was them.
I'm not a huge fan of Cosgrove either.
Robert Cosgrove is the one who's not returning the phones. Robert Cosgrove is the one who says that he's going to have a grand jury to indict her for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation charges. Well, guess what? We
It was so
handed
funny.
essentially, right, her team on a silver
It was
platter
insane.
a 30-page motion outlining
A
why
ridiculous
he has a
motion.
conflict and
He's not.
cannot conduct an investigation into me or
He
Karen
can.
Reed. He has a conflict, the Lindsay
Not a
Catani
conflict.
conflict, Telebomb.
It's not a conflict.
And they didn't
At
even
all.
mention it. He didn't even mention
Gee,
it.
I
in court.
wonder why.
It was like he didn't know about it.
Really good
I don't know.
attorneys
I don't know
didn't
why he
mention it.
didn't mention it in court.
Well, I don't
But
know
to me,
why.
that's a big bro. That's your golden ticket. That is her goal.
I don't know why, guys. I don't know why seasoned attorneys. I don't know. I don't know why seasoned attorneys wouldn't know about this. Did I just get yeeted? Oh man. Hold on. Hold on. I got yeeted. Hold on. What's happening? Now I got 2. Now all right. Back with the ridiculousness. All right. Here we go here. I paused him for a reason, okay? So he's like, I don't know why. I don't know why, guys. I don't know why these seasoned attorneys, these, high-paid priced attorneys wouldn't talk about my 30-page motion. I don't understand. Did they just not know? Did they understand? It's your ticket out of there. It's your golden ticket out of there. Newsflash, Aidan. They didn't talk about it because it's fucking utterly ridiculous and embarrassing. And it's not a good argument. That's why. They knew about it. They're not going to use it because it's fucking ridiculous. And it has no legal merit whatsoever. Sorry, not sorry. The fact that he's purely stumped and then goes on to say it's a golden ticket when it's literally, it's going to meet you in the sewer, sir. Like he's like completely stumped on why seasoned attorneys wouldn't use a ridiculous, nonsensical legal argument that has no merit to it whatsoever. Right. Stumped.
Golden ticket out of this shit. Because this is the only thing hanging over her head is a stupid phone thing, right? In the grand jury. So just fucking, if no Robert Cosgrove, no grand jury. It's over. That's it. And they didn't even mention it. So I think that was one that they could get. Again, and I would suggest that all of these people, like what you saw in that courtroom, whatever day that was, let's keep it a buck, right? Let's be objective about that. It was a fucking disaster. That was a really bad day.
Crying about how nobody pays
for
attention
me and
to him.
her. Because now we got Krupp. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I had Doolin and now I got Krupp.
Yeah, ha ha.
And
he's mad he has Krupp.
She didn't get her phones back. They're gonna go through the fucking phones. It was a disaster.
actually.
Like that was not the goal at all. Like it was everything that could have gone wrong went wrong that day. And why? And like the basic shit that they weren't
5
prepared
to
for.
7 is
I would
what
argue
JFK guessed. That's
that
not
any single
as to what he
fucking
might
moment or
actually
second
be.
spent talking, going on YouTube channels and talking about fucking stupid shit drama, because that's what it is. It's
that he doesn't want you to
stupid
talk
fucking
about.
drama bullshit,
Stupid
right?
drama bullshit.
And if you're feeding into this, you're the reason that
You're bad. You feed into this that it's talking about me. I need you guys to stop. Therefore, I'm just going to say it's all your fault that me and Karen got screwed in court because you won't stop talking about me illegally wiretapping Karen. So that makes it all you guys' fault. Do you know how nonsensical that argument is? Because you guys won't stop talking about me that has any bearing on a court case. And people buy it, right? They're like, oh my God, we have to stop talking about this. We have to get other people to stop talking about this. He's right. He's right. It's all our fault. I mean, stop it. Stop the fucking madness. Stop the madness. I can't. It's ridiculous. Stop the fucking shenanigans. It's his way of manipulating his audience into making them make other people stop talking about it. Trying to silence people. It's all your fault. You guys got to stop talking about this nonsensical. It's just drama. It's all just drama. It's stupid drama. It's drama nobody cares about. Well, you're talking about Natalie, dude. This is something that happened a long time. Nobody cares about that, bro. Isn't that just stupid drama? right? You're talking about a bunch of other women. It's just stupid drama, right? Why are you talking about it, Aidan? It's just stupid drama. Nobody cares. So it's only stupid drama, right? When it's something he doesn't want you talking about. Otherwise, he's totally okay to write a blog about some lady hitting cones in a parking lot. Not stupid drama. Not stupid drama. I mean, this is what I mean when I say the level of contradictions that go right over people's heads and they just buy into it. It's like, it's only stupid drama when it exposes his manipulation and lies. It's not stupid drama when it helps him or when he thinks it's helping him. Amazing how that works, isn't it? Amazing how that works.
happened in court the other day. It's your fault.
That was the end of that. Thank fucking God. He deletes all his responses. Now, let's be clear here. On all the quote receipts he shows, he takes out his responses. Or if he does show you them, he only shows you the very mundane ones. Why? Well, because he cannot show you the ones where he's screaming and yelling and threatening people. He cannot do that. He cannot do that. That's not a thing. You know, it's funny you say that, CeeLo, because he is so proud of the Wilbur. I sold out the Wilbur. I'm a superstar. Bro, the Wilbur is 1,000 seats. And you comped a few, and you fucking raffled off a few, and you didn't even sell out the Wilbur. Okay? Again, the Wilbur's 1,000 seats. That's it. You didn't sell out Gillette Stadium, my dude. For somebody with 30 or 1,000, 100,000 subscribers, whatever it is, you should be able to sell out the Wilbur with no fucking problem. Should have been able to sell that out in a day. In a day. Took weeks. Are we for real with this? Sold out the Wilbur. I'm the guy that sold out the Wilbur. The Wilbur's 1,000 seats, dude. 1,000 seats. That's it. 1,000 seats. Like, are we for real right now? I don't know why he's acting like he just sold out Madison Square Garden here. I'm not understanding. I'm not getting it. Like, newsflash, somebody tells him he's more important than he thinks he is. Oh, that's right. He tells himself that. Yeah, Brennan can't. It's a conflict. Brennan cannot come in and replace Cosgrove. Although I know he would probably love to, he cannot. It's a conflict. Of course he didn't. Of course he didn't, because that would make him look bad, right? No. As an economist, it's fine to want to make money. People need to eat, but he totally ruined his chances by blowing up Kearney. He keeps talking about her. Yeah, well, he's going to keep doing it too, because he knows at this point that she's got the, goods on him. So now that means he's got to press on the gas. He's got to destroy her before she destroys him. It's exactly the same scenario he does every single freaking time. He's done so much shady shit to so many people that as soon as it gets to the point where he feels paranoid enough that they're going to say something, he starts to attack them. Doesn't matter how many, lies he's got to tell. Right. 6 to 10 in New Jersey. Yeah. Here's the thing. Once again, and I will say it again. I don't think it's a real smart idea for him to be talking about that other victim in New Jersey, because I have no doubt in my mind that she will probably file charges. If I was him, I'd learn how to shut the fuck up. But hey. Well, he not only is he forgetting that's what got everyone talking. He's mad because he's lost a bunch of subscribers. The Glare has. He's lost a bunch of money because people are seeing through it and starting to see who he is and starting to realize what they were falling for, right? Well, no, I agree with you. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. But at the same time, I've said a million times, content creators should make money. But when you go and toe the line and decide that you're going to go over that line by directly lying to your audience, you're basically spitting in the face of people that support you, right? You're spitting in their faces. You're saying, I don't care about the money that you used, your hard-earned money that you used to support me. I'm going to continue to lie to your face and laugh behind your back. And I don't know how any creator does that, because without your audience, without the people that are willing to donate to your channel, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? It really irks me, right? And that's the other thing. It's everyone else's fault but his. No, Aidan, it's your fault. It's your fault. It goes right through me too. What's for me? What's for me? It is. It's brainwashing at its finest, Right. Maybe don't wiretap people. And again, let's be clear. This doesn't even have to be about Karen Reed. He's wiretapped dozens and dozens, or not even numerous, dozens and dozens of people, and has continued to do it throughout the entire 2 trials up until now. He's continued to threaten. He has continued to try to blackmail. Like, he has never stopped doing any of those things, ever. You know? Well, of course they do. To be fair, though, if people come in here and start, being insulting, I bounce them out too. But they can disagree with me on something as long as they're doing it respectfully and they're not trolling. But yeah, I mean, they want an echo chamber. It's kind of how it works. If you didn't notice, my chat's probably one of the very few that has both free Karen Read people and not free Karen Read people. And they don't attack each other and they don't harass each other. Why? Because we can agree to disagree on that portion of it. That portion of it, we can say, we just don't agree. We just do not agree. Right? We don't have to, bring people's personal lives. We don't have to throw insults. We don't have to destroy each other. It's not normal. That's not normal behavior. It's just not. You know how many times I want to just shake my audience and be like, to the people who are watching or hate watching for him, like, wake up. Like, you're on the list of people who he's going to do it to next. Like, wake up, but they don't listen. And it's unfortunate because I try, I try. I really do try. I updated the Wikipedia page not that long ago. And I took out the word journalist and went back to blogger because he's not a fucking journalist. But people just keep changing it back and forth. So there's that. There's that. Yeah, cyber harassment charges. He also has November 5th for the order in New Jersey, then November 17th in New Jersey. So it's going to be New Jersey before it's Massachusetts again. He did a couple times. He's not a very smart man. People who are like, he's brilliant, he's so smart. And I'm like, oh man, we're talking about the guy who says in his book, C's and D's get degrees. He's not as smart as people seem to think he is. He's not super intelligent at all. He's against speech that isn't his free speech. They don't like speech unless it's their own, Yeah, see, that's what they're gonna do is ban, I know there's a lot of court dates. There are a lot. It's, again, the man lives at the courthouse. Like, he's blaming anybody that's not himself. He'll blame anyone that's not himself. It's that simple, Well, that's the thing. You can't give him constructive criticism. That's not allowed in a cult, Oh, that's it. That's it. It's over. Sunken Graves, Yorkie has declared victory in the height challenge. You're going to need a bigger booster seat, Aidan. Well, he has been charged, and I hope he gets his bail revoked because that's what I feel about that. He comped quite a few. I don't know the exact number, but we have screenshots of ones that were comped. Right. But he talks about everyone else. So it's like, where do you do with all your money? Where is it? You must have lots and lots of money saved. You're having everybody else pay for your defense funds in crimes that you're committing. I would feel gross if I ever had given a single penny to his, quote, defense funds, because he's the one who keeps racking up all these charges. Everybody else should pay for it. Get the fuck out. Especially with all the money he made. No. Nope. Sorry, not sorry. You know what I mean? Like, no. Right? Because give us all the receipts, Aidan. I know. I don't know why anybody would, to be honest. I would never. I would fucking never. You couldn't pay me money to go watch him. I can't make it more than 5 minutes on a clip before I'm like fucking cringing. Again, the man is a walking frigging spam ad with legs. He's a scammer email with legs. All right. Oh God, he's somebody that the Glarer and Aidan decided they were going to like put on YouTube, and so that person could troll for the both of them. I mean, it's gross, Well, that's the thing. He cracks because he knows there's a lot of shit going on, and he's going to be on the back end of it. It's nothing good is coming for him, and he knows that. Every day is another day closer to silver bracelets for him. She absolutely could, and they would both deserve it at that point. It is what it is. Yeah, he's not smart. Listen, I have a belief there is a documentary, but I fully believe, just like the first documentary, this one will eventually abandon ship because of him. She did, because it happened. I mean, it happened. He did it. He wiretapped her. I mean, that's a fact. It's not fiction. It's a fact. He did it. He's someone who they basically like hired this person to do this, this other account. Yeah, it's gross. Well, he's definitely going to run his mouth straight directly and follow his lies directly to jail. It's unfortunate. He's, again, if I was one of his attorneys, the amount of shit that he tells, I would have to have a shovel in my fucking briefcase. Like, come on. Oh, the rant. Yeah. They can't. Hank Brennan is his head. Oh my God, he would piss himself. But it's a conflict. So Hank can't replace him. That would be great though. He would piss himself. Oh man, I've done that. He did cry. Yeah, it's definitely, I wish Brennan could take it. That would be amazing. I would love that, but he can't. Oh, they do it all the time. There's a lot of secrets that they're not really, at least to me, they're not telling that I didn't already know. There's just so much going on that sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that even happened. You know what I mean? Like I have so many things that are happening, and I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that was a thing, right? Like, like that's crazy. That's freaking crazy. He's been on Court TV, but he's not allowed. He's only allowed on Vinnie Politan's show now, guys. Hank, if Hank got the case, I would love that, but he can't take it. It's a conflict, guys. Yeah, no, you can't. You can't. You can't. You just can't. You're right. But that's the thing. They both use him as like a thing to attack anybody who speaks out against him. You know. Yeah, it's okay for him to talk about it. It's drama. If it benefits him, it's okay. But if it's drama that doesn't benefit him, it's just drama, and you guys should stop talking about it. Of course, he didn't mention the other court dates. He's got more in Massachusetts in December. And, in the meantime, he might be charged again in New Jersey. I don't know. I'm telling you that I really think that other woman will probably press charges. That's my guess. Just saying. I'm just saying. Well, that's a very valid point. He did it to Scanlon, Lindsay, Lisa, Lucky, and there are many more that I'm not going to name because their names aren't public, but those are the ones that you guys know of publicly. There are many more. It's all done the same way, Yeah, he is the reason there are directions on shampoo bottles. Yeah, there's a conflict. He can't take it because it's a conflict. I wish he could. That would be great. Yeah, some people actually do. They're like, oh, he's a doctor. No, he's not a doctor. He names himself that ridiculously. Bye, Grave. Firewood for the neighborhood. Oh, I love that. Oh, I'm sure they did, but I love that. That's such an awesome thing to do for people who have like wood burning stoves and stuff. See, I'm one of those people at an apartment I had previous to this one. I had my husband build a whole kindness box. And if I had extra paper towels or extra boxes of macaroni and cheese, I would put them in there. And then people could drive by and or walk by and they're having a hard time. Like they might need something and take something out. And it was a whole community effort. People would fill it up and put things in. And but I had my husband build me this what I called a kindness box with shelves and whatnot. But obviously we moved from there quite many years ago, and I haven't had permission from my landlord to have one here. And also, I'm not on a main street here either, though. I was on a main street there, so. But it was nice having you all day, Grave. I'm going to be going soon anyway. I have a birthday party to bring my daughter to, but oh, he definitely regrets that rant. 100%. It's where it started because where he blatantly denied stuff, He's not you could say that again, my friend. He is not the sharpest tool. Oh, hey, thank you, SD, for becoming a member. Yeah. That's the thing. The glare lied and was like, oh, I don't even know if that's Karen. He knew it was her. 100% he knew it was her, and he continued to sit there and lie, Yeah, I talked about that in the beginning of the show. He literally named off everything that a narcissist is and then admitted to basically all of them. I talked about that earlier. You'd have to rewind, but I did talk about it. You tried to find the footage. You didn't find it? Oh, yeah. I don't have time today, but if Jesse reminds me, because I totally forgot about it, Jesse reminds me, I will text Sunny and find out where she had it, and I'll, because it'll be easier for her to find it than for me to go through thousands of emails to get it, because it was a long time ago, and I can't remember what I titled it, so there's too many files for me to be able to just go at file by file. Right. He said if Jill Biden can call herself a doctor, that he can. That's what he said. But yeah, I have a birthday party, unfortunately, to bring my daughter to, so I won't have time to do that today. I have to go in a few minutes because we're leaving at 3:15, so, and I gotta get ready. He doesn't pay alimony, it's just child support. But it's like, he should, for what he put his ex-wife through. It's ridiculous. It is a gross account, Emily, I agree with you. It's gross. Yeah, this was last night, Benny. Last night he said that, Yeah, one would hope. You do reap what you sow. I mean, that's real life. Karma might not have gotten him one time, but it came back around. You know what I'm saying? I said this last time. It'll come back around. It'll come back around. As a fellow black man, I ain't gonna hate Henri from Dallas. Get all the money you can. Well, I mean, that's what it is at this point, This is like money grab, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Core TV did say he needed therapy. I forgot about that. But that was a good clip. I forgot about that, Yeah, I wish JFK would just warn Jeff, shut it down now, dude, before you highly regret it, Like, that is gone, no doubt. Is that true, Lo? Are they, not gonna do it? Or I thought that they were still, doing it. But I would hope that they would shut it down, because eventually if they don't do it exactly the way he wants it, or it doesn't come out exactly the way he wants it, he'll trash them next. It's not, I know. Yeah, please avoid punching the TV, Benny, because I can't watch him for more than 5 minutes without wanting to punch something. Yeah. So yeah. Well, that's everybody's entire life, I feel like, is in their phones, even mine. Everyone's life is in their phones, Jeff grew up in Malden and does know JFK, but I didn't hear that they axed it. But yep, Lucky, Scanlon, Lindsay, Lisa, Karen, and a bunch of other people. Well, that'll be his own fault now, won't it? I just saying, I have a feeling I'm lying. Too bad there's a ton of receipts for what I'm saying, but go on with your bad self, Turtle Rider. Go on with your bad self. I couldn't laugh hard enough from that comment. Holy shit. Holy shit. I can't. I literally can't. He does tell on himself. He does a lot of dry stitching on himself. It's not very smart. He's not a very smart person. You know what I'm saying? It is perverted. Me and Ashley are going to maybe possibly drive out there, but I'd have to raise money to be able to do all that, because we'd have to pay for all that stuff, and do all that stuff. Yeah, he's a weirdo. It's weird. He says weird shit, It's weird. It's pinned on his Twitter. Yeah, I'll definitely pull it and then get it ready for you guys. See if Donna can see if there will be a link. I will. I'll ask her. I will ask her to see if there'll be a Zoom we can stream or something. There might not be, but is it wrong to think his kids would be about? No. I mean, to be honest, he's harmful to everybody he's around, Joan. He is. He's harmful to everyone. Well, that they did use each other. They did use each other. I will attempt to. No. If there is one, I'm sure Donna will tell me about it. If there is one. Not every jurisdiction does that, so we'll see. We'll see. All right. Now, I have to skedaddle in a second, so if anybody wants to get in their last minute donation to the channel, this is the way you would do it. Remember, we are independent. There's no network, no corporate backing, no sponsors telling me what I can and can't say, no sewer squad telling me what I can and can't say. When you donate, it's not just money, it's a truth bomb. Every dollar helps. I won't be silenced by anyone, and they try really fucking hard. I'll tell you that much. You don't own the truth when you're lying. And this is what they keep doing, right? So you guys are the reason I can sit here and I can say the things that other people are too afraid to say, right? Every fucking time I do a stream like this, they try to come for me and I have to just brush it off, because at this point, no one is going to silence me. I have too much responsibility for the people who can't speak for themselves as victims, and so I will not be silenced. Listen, I'll sleep in the backseat. I don't give a shit. I will sleep in the backseat of the car if we need to. If we get there 6 hours early, I will take a nappy nap, or I'll put the front seat back. I don't give a shit. I'll bring my blanket, girl. I'm about to leave right now. Oh, thank you, Portuguese Squirrel. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna. Oh, yep, there it is. LG sends 24. Love you. Thank you. Let me check real quick. I have something on PayPal. Came in 10 minutes ago or so. Also, remember, if you guys are on the replay, all the information is in the description of the video. Our Amazon wish list is in the description of the video. In case you're looking to knock anything off there, I'd say please go for the Halloween stuff if you're doing it this week. Oh, wow. Okay, we have one. I'm not going to read the person's real name because, you just don't. But it says, anonymous, thank you for exposing narcissism and psychopathy. Your courage and strength is an inspiration, and it's 200. That's a very nice donation. That's extremely generous. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. All right, I love your stinking faces. I have to go. Sometimes I do impromptu lives. We'll figure it out. But I love your faces. I wish I could be here a little longer today, but I got a birthday party to run to. So I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.